Alrighty, viewers, welcome back to another stream. We are here for the final hours of the 2026 Rolex 24 at Daytona. It's me and Nick once again. We're doing another watch party, and if you've missed anything during the night period, well, let's say there's not much to catch up on because we had a lot of fog from the when we last streamed till about a couple hours ago, and it's been pretty uneventful until that point. But from that point, once we got green flag racing going again, it has been pretty eventful. And actually, we're seeing something going on right now as one of the Ford Mustangs is stopped out on track. Welcome everybody who's joined. Nick, how are you doing? Hopefully you got enough sleep.
I did not. I'm going to tell you right now, I did not. And guess what, Jonah? I know you didn't either. We're both on pretty low hours of sleep because we've been so excited throughout this whole event. We can't even go to sleep. So we're on low amount of sleep, but that doesn't mean the energy is going away. We're going to be giving you full energy, full action for the last few hours here at Daytona. And yes, let's talk about that 64 car, one of the leading Mustangs, or one of the contending Mustangs, I should say. The 65 car, it's been the better Ford all day long, but the 64 car getting down into trouble. I wonder, though, if there's some panic starting to happen in that Ford camp with the 65 car. Probably going to have to watch out for the car and make sure that it is working still completely to its capabilities. But as of right now, it's currently fourth in class. But I want to go look at the leaders. Actually, before I go to look at the leaders, there's a little bit of things to recap on Mr. Jonah, because there was a few things that happened, and it's not been yellow flag the whole time we've been off stream. True. It's been green flag for about 2 hours, so there's a little bit of stuff to catch up on. So we have about 5 hours of fog by the time we finished up at around 1 a.m. local time. 1 or 2 a.m. local time is when we finished up. They didn't wave the flag until 7:18 local time, so really, really long time under yellow. During that, a lot of strategy was being played by the top teams. BMW was playing very smart by not pitting for fuel early during the stop and jumped ahead of the Acuras and the Cadillacs. And now that's where you can see them in the timing sheets. They're in second and third, and they're in the battle for third and fourth right now. So really good job from the BMW guys to get up and back up into that contention. Importantly, though, in GTD Pro, the number 3 Corvette had a puncture, which led to a suspension failure. They are 60 laps down, and they're done. So really sucks for me, because that was my pick for the GTD Pro win. I love the 3 Corvette, as I've shown. I have a diecast of the 3 Corvette that I was showing yesterday. So really sad for me, but hey, what can you do? It's racing. The good news is that sister car is in the lead. The 4 car is leading right now in GTD Pro, but there was an insane battle between the 4 Corvette, the 911 Porsche, the Manthey car, and the Miller BMW. They went 3 wide through the tri-oval. Some of you have probably seen clips on the internet already. It was awesome. Great racing. This is why GTD Pro is the best GT3 series in the world right now. And now, Corvette, they had a comfortable lead, but we're under safety car now. So all that battling and getting up ahead, and that was the same for the Porsches, because they completely pissed off from the rest of the field. They put a pretty sizable gap on BMW before that yellow flag came out. But just with yellow flags, it's all squished up again. So we'll have to wait and see how that goes around. But that's a little bit of a recap for you guys on what we've missed. So, wow. We're coming to the end, Jonah. We're coming to the end, and I'm so excited. We got a lot of stuff to work on, but man, it's going to be good. It's going to be so good.
And this is also the first time that we've ever done a live stream to the end of the race, just proving that we're making some major changes in 2026. In addition, having Nick on board with me and David, of course. David is unfortunately was not able to join us, but that's okay. He'll be in the comments. He'll be around. In the meantime, we can enjoy what's going on track. We've had some pretty interesting things, pretty interesting developments within the last couple of, honestly, seconds, actually, because a couple cars came into the pit lane. And interesting because, I mean, we're kind of just starting this, but The 6 car stayed out, and yet the 7 car came in. And when I looked at the energy graphic as well, the 7 had very high energy. The majority of the cars have come in to the pit lane, except the 60 Acura, the 23 Valkyrie, and the number 6 leading Porsche Penske Motorsport 963. Also, there's a front change going on. The car that won last year in LMP2, the number 22 United Autosports entry. But yeah, that car is still there. It seems as though that I can't tell exactly which car is leading in LMP2. Do you know which car is leading in LMP2?
The car that is leading in LMP2, as my scoring is taking absolutely forever to load, and the website crashed. So I don't know who's leading LMP2 right now.
Right now,
the website just crashed.
IMSA is focusing on the 04, and I believe that might be the car that's leading. After asking that, I believe it's the 04, but we will check back. The 04 has kind of been in contention. Everyone's okay.
It is, yeah, it is the 04 car, followed by the 43 Interpol car, then the other Interpol car. So it's Interpol 2 and 3 here at Daytona. There's the Mustang on the back stretch.
Devastating.
At least it's a Ford truck carrying it, so at least he's being picked up by family. So, but here we see the beautiful Corvette. That's the number 3 car, very much down the field, absolutely not in contention. But the thing is, though, as we see the car that's right behind it, that BMW. The thing is, that Paul Miller, there's not a back-end mate for that Paul Miller BMW. So the Corvettes can play all the mind games they can in the world, and they probably just did a little bit of mind games right there, just kind of backing up the BMW into the pit box. The 4 car was just right in front of the 1 and just kind of backing them up just a little bit. Just those miniature mind games here at the 24. But, you know, I have wondered with that battle what BMW is going to do, because now that the 4 car is a lot of laps down,
right,
they could just play defense and decoy. They could do exactly what the BMWs did last year if they wanted to.
It's a reverse situation.
It is. And so the one thing I'm wondering, do you think Corvette might turn to the dark side in this battle and maybe do the same thing that got everyone upset with BMW last time? We'll have to wait and see. But out in front, Van Thor, I believe he did pit right before the safety car, and that was the same with the 60 car as well.
Okay.
So that's why they didn't pit with everyone else. So I guess they kind of got that timing pretty good, and they're going to be able to move up some positions, because these guys under safety car, they might be losing a little bit less time by being under the safety car. The main thing is that they might be losing some positions. So the 6 car still in front of the 7 car. Van der Linde in 3rd. Tom Blomqvist jumps up into 4th and passes Earl Bamber. So he's up into 4th. Bamber in 5th. We got Philip Eng in the 25 car in 6th. Ricky Taylor in 7th. Renger van der Zande lost a position. Now down into 8th. Louis Delatraz in 9th. And Tiedemann van der Helm in P10 in the banana boat. So we'll have to wait and see. Oh, I will say, something I was wondering last night was if the Valkyrie was going to be able to unlap itself from all the LMP2s, and it successfully has done. It's a lap ahead of the leading LMP2, so it's in the proper order now in the overall standing. So it's going to be a solid P11 finish for the Valkyrie if they're able to bring the car home, and if no one else retires in front, which, you know, we were looking at that damage with the Porsche, and I think Van Thor was kind of overreacting a little bit when we were seeing the stuff he was saying in the media and on Twitter as well, because that car's bleeding and it's been completely fine. 4 damage is so minimal with these cars. So you got to wonder if there might be some drop off with DNFs maybe coming up in the next 2 hours and 23 minutes, because we don't have a lot of racing left. So there's plenty, there's not a lot of opportunity for these cars to have issues, but at the same time, these cars are hurting. They are hurting.
Yeah, I mean, it's very interesting to see that there's been a lack of DNS, and I don't want to jinx anything. I feel like I'm going to be a commentator's curse here, because that normally happens with me. However, this is record numbers, especially in the GTP field. Meanwhile, Lawrence Vantor into the pit lane in car 6 in the leading entry. So that's fascinating to see that development as well. We'll catch back up with that in just a second. But for the first time in a very, I think for the first time in GTP history, in the modern GTP history at least, none of the GTP cars have retired so far.
Nope, none of them have, and that's pretty good. But you might have just cursed it there. With
I know.
There goes the 6 car into the pit. So
Champion,
I swear I thought I saw it go in, but maybe not, because I was looking at the 7 car. I knew that it had an energy change, but maybe this is just a tire stop. Yeah, it is. It's a tire stop, no fuel. So maybe they did put a little bit of fuel, but I think they were prioritizing the tire stop. That's probably the final tire stop for that Porsche, because these guys can double stint it.
Probably.
And with 2 hours and 22 minutes left, and in 8 seconds, it'll be 2 hours, 22 minutes, and 22 seconds. In 3, 2, 1, boom. Nice. That was great.
That was really cool.
But yeah, so with that, that's the last stop probably for both of the Porsches, or for that Porsche, the 6 car. And they're going to try to double stint it all the way to the end. So good to get that out of the way now. And we talked about it all in the last 2 streams, just how good that Porsche is at the middle to end of that stint. So I think they're not going to have a problem with keeping that tire alive all the way there, because they've been clearly shown they are the fastest car at that stage of tires. So good time to get that in. And we are still under caution. So a little bit more until we got to go racing.
I think that Porsche is definitely, I mean, they have the quickest car. It's been clear they've established that, and they are the manufacturer to beat. I'm still like thinking that they could win. However, I have been very impressed with BMW's pace in the last couple of hours. The Van der Linde's car, the 24, is in 2nd overall, and the 25 is not far behind either, in 5th position. Both BMWs staying really consistent. We were talking about this earlier before the stream got going, that BMW is looking very strong here at the moment. And it seems that they did well. And, you know, that's the experience of Team WRT. Team WRT, while they have no experience in IMSA, I mean, they have a little bit, but they're not very experienced, especially in GTP. This is their first race. Yet they have so much experience in, you know, GT World Challenge, WEC, IGTC, etc. You know, this is a team that has so much so many drivers, so much experience across motorsport platforms across the world, just not really in North America. Yet they are putting that experience into their performance here, and they're doing very good. One of the drawbacks, and I'm not saying this is a drawback for the team, I'm just saying this was a drawback for the program last year, RLL had issues with strategy. That was one of the issues, is that there was issues with getting the strategy right. Daytona, perfect example. Sebring, a little bit of an example as well. Long Beach, a perfect example as well. Mainly Long Beach and Laguna were the 2 races where RLL really kind of messed up with the strategy. However, Team WRT is showing that it's the opposite situation. They're perfect on strategy. They're doing really well here at Daytona. So we'll see how that progresses. Something else I wanted to point out as well was, I wanted to point out in the GTP. Not necessarily about the GTP field, but the thing that I wanted to point out is that, viewers, I'll have your attention to the left-hand side of your screen. There's a little bit of a graphic that shows what the track actually visually looks like during a point of this race. This is fog. It's total fog.
I don't know which side I'm on.
Yeah, I know you're on the left side.
I'm pointing. I don't know which side. I don't know which side I'm on. I'm just guessing.
Don't worry about it.
That was that was right before they went green. Yeah. The thing is, though, is it's not really looking like that now. It's pretty clear. It's looking like the race start. It looks exactly like the race start right now. So, all that fog, because the fog advisory, it said it was going to clear at 9 a.m., but it cleared about 2 hours early. According to the commentator's booth here in the NBC cast, it says they're going to go green next time by.
Oh, so good.
Those are words I, Jonah, and everyone here in the stream like to hear. And look at this. It's Porsche, BMW, Acura, Cadillac, the top 4. So 4 different manufacturers in the top 4. Oh, this is going to be a good restart. I'm so excited for this.
This is going to be so good. I cannot wait to see what these guys can do. I'm waiting to see what can Blomqvist do in that 60 Acura? Because I was not expecting that car to be up there, yet the 60's in third with Tom Blomqvist. And we know from the last 2 years in particular that when you put Blomqvist in the car at Daytona in the final hours, as this stream is, you know that he's going to perform. You know he's going to challenge for that victory. And if the last 2 years are to prove, but whoa, hold on a second. Turner Motorsports going a little slow. What was that?
I was noticing that.
That was the leader in GTD. Is everything okay? Please tell me there's no issues for the BM. Oh, okay, never mind.
No, he's not the leader. No, they're just going slowly under safety car. I was about to say they're under safety car. Jonah, I don't see anything wrong here, but
I think they're just showing the Turner. I think they're just showing the Turner as it is the leader in GTD right now. Also, quick note on GTD Pro. I think that this is down to strategy. This is why these cars are here. But Thomas Preining in the 911 Manti Grello Porsche is leading, followed by James Collado, 2023 overall Le Mans winner in the 033 Triarci Ferrari. But Preining leading right now. However, like I said, that is down to the strategy. I believe those two cars are down the order. Okay, enough of talking points. Let's get into what we're seeing out on track. As you can see to the middle of your screen, the safety car is about to peel off. That's the SC1, that black with the orange square in the middle. That safety car is going to peel off. That's the Manti Porsche safety car. Then it's going to release the GTP field, and Julian Andlauer is going to lead this field to green in the number 7 Porsche Penske Motorsport entry. We will see how that goes as we prepare for green flag racing in just a little bit. Alex Quinn will meanwhile lead the field in LMP2. But we're going to see how this goes. Can BMW legitimately challenge Porsche for this win? What about Acura? The top 4 manufacturers in the top 4 positions. It's anyone's game at this point. It is really anyone's game. Let's get this thing going. 2 hours and 16 minutes to go of the Rolex 24 Daytona in 2026. IMSA is just getting going with their season, but we're heading into the final closing laps of this epic endurance race. Andlauer weaving back and forth. Let's see what he can do. When he's going to go to green, we're on board with one of the camera angles. And Andlauer goes, and the BMW leads, the Porsche leads from the BMW. No challenge from Van der Linde. Meanwhile, in the back of the pack, it seems that the 10 Cadillac going side by side with the 25 BMW trying to go around the outside of Philip Eanes' car for 5th position. Meanwhile, the 40 Cadillac, Renger as well in the 93 successfully moves ahead of the 40 Cadillac. Meanwhile, the 6 Porsche is moving past the JDC Miller entry, as the 25 BMW looking to go around the outside of the 31 Cadillac to take 4th.
He's being pushed wide there. He's
on
the
grass
a little bit. It's a wheel-to-wheel fashion there between Eng and Bamber. Really bad start there from Bamber. Well. Wasn't able to get the car up the pace. Yeah, the 10 car right on the back bumper of that BMW. Oh, so close. The 6 car trying to go up the inside of the other Cadillac. So a lot of close battles. Everyone keeping it safe. Now, look at GTD Pro. Look at the 33 car pushing that 4 wide through the second hair.
Oh, he pushed him off. He pushed him off.
The Corvette's off. The 4 Corvette just got pushed completely wide by the 296. He said, no, thank you. You're not having that. And down the order he goes, and now it's getting swallowed up by the GTDs. So the Turner car goes up in front, but while that happens, the other Manti GTD, the 912 car, gets in front of him. So that is a lead change in GTD. The 911 Grello car stays up in first. Collado in second. Harper in third. Martin in the 48 car in fourth. In LMP2, Quinn in the 04 car is in first. 43 in Delman. So it's still 2-3 with the Europol cars. But up in front, we can see Esther going around the outside of the 40 car. That Porsche showing a lot of pace on that restart. Andlauer leading, Van der Linde in second. Blomqvist in third.
This is chaos so far. I mean, it's not total chaos, but it's a chaotic start to this race as the 4 gets pushed off the track. That was the car that was leading in GTD Pro. And now, quick note on the 912 Manti Porsche, that entry is on. We're seeing a replay of the 4 going off the track. Wide. But the 912 was in contention earlier, had a drive-through, pushed all the way down the order, would have likely been in the lead. It's full-on BMW versus Porsche for the GTD honors as the 96 looks to defend against the DTM racer from Manti, Maurice Chourin making his IMSA debut. He's absolutely enjoying this experience, and now he has a chance to take Manti to the top on their return to the IMSA competition. Meanwhile, the second Manti car, the Grello entry, still leading in GTD Pro. This is turning out to be a brilliant event for Manti Racing in their return, but we will see how that goes. The 4 trying to make its way through the field. He's got to catch back up to Harper, and I'm assuming that Collado will get a penalty as well for that contact with the 4. As the 9 going side by side with the 4. This is for position as well, viewers, as the 9 gets shoved off just a tiny bit. And they got to watch out for the second Lamborghini coming back. I wish I could show you guys what we're exactly seeing right now.
This is so close between the two. I will say that's not a fight for position because that... Oh, never mind. No, Calder already did get back up on the lead lap. I was looking at the AL car. That's the car that's going to lap down. So Calder already back up on the lead lap, and that was a bit of a fight for position. Wheel to wheel between the GTD and the GTD Pros, the 296 and the Z06 C8. Getting really close now. We see Estra on the back of Renger and up the inside. Wow, I don't know how he found that gap. Up the inside and back.
Boom.
Up into the top 5 goes Estra. Sorry, he's in the 4th now, I believe, in class. No,
5th.
Yeah, 5th. Sorry, my apologies.
Oh, actually, no, 6th.
5th or 6th. Yeah, you're right. 6th. We don't even know anymore, guys. But he's in the 6th in class, so he's moving up. Nico Pino in the 85 car. I saw someone asking in the chat about where he is and how he's doing. I believe he's currently in 10th. He's the last of the cars on the lead lap in the GTP field. So hopefully we'll see a little bit more out of the banana boat. But as of right now, Grello still leading in front with Harper right behind, only a 10th behind now. So those two are really pulling away. But that 4 car, I know there's going to be a penalties to that 033 car, but I don't think that's going to make up for the time that car lost. And most importantly, that the Collado is losing time. He's down to 4th already. Martin in the Mercedes in the 48 car moves up in the 3rd. Harper up in the 2nd. So already the pace not really shown with that 296.
Agreed.
And, also probably maybe or maybe not, we're going to hear about that penalty pretty soon in GTD Pro.
2 hours and 10 minutes to go of the Rolex 24. Still so much action coming our way. While we were talking, Earl Bamber got ahead of Philippine into 3rd place to move Cadillac into the top 3. Meanwhile, Lawrence Vantor chasing down those Acuras as he looks to take Blomqvist as the 93 re-overtakes the Porsche, as I was saying that. So that's why the 6 is down to 7th now, as this battle with the Acuras and Porsches continues to be intense. We're watching Cadillacs.
Cadillacs going wheel to wheel in the turn 1. Very spicy between the 10 and the 40, but the 10 car getting it done. Another little battle here between the 9-3 and the 6 car, wheel to wheel, as they go down the back straight. Who's going to give up as they're barely within inches of each other? The car number 4, the 033 getting a drive-through for that incident, so he will be going down the order. Now, this is the battle for GTD Pro in the lead. The Miller car going around the outside of the Porsche. BMW versus Porsche into turn 1. That 911's so much better on the brakes, though. The mid-engine car showing its dominance in the braking zone. So Grello staying ahead just now, but just barely, as Harper is still hounding on him into the 2nd hairpin.
3 different German manufacturers in the top 3 as well in GTD Pro, with the 48 Windward Mercedes of Maxime Martin in 3rd position, doing really well, by the way, for the 48 car. And I'm curious to see if Preining is on a similar strategy as the 1, or this is an alternate strategy and the 1 will definitely take over. We will see how that progresses. It's going to be very interesting to visit that story. Meanwhile, Andlauer has bridged the gap to about 1 second to Van der Linde in the 24 BMW. That gap will consistently change, though, as this race continues. Also, huge development in GTD, as the 2 Aston Martins are now leading in that class. It is Nicky Team in the 44, the car I predicted to win this race. The Magnus Racing entry, that's the car which is kind of making its return to Daytona after Andy Lowley retired. And then the car which started on pole. Remember, I was talking about this car last stream saying don't give up on this car, the 27.
Sorry.
Go ahead.
2 V8s, big body V8s going wheel
Ford
to wheel to the
Mercedes.
bus stop. I wanted to see who's going to win that. And the winner of that was Engel in the 75 Mercedes. So a really fun battle between the Merc and the Mustang. The Merc's really showing some pace here at the back end of the GTD Pro lineup. I did not expect that from the Mercs. So fast.
and that's for P4 right now. Also, keep a lookout for Nico Veroni in the 4, which is making its way through the field right in the back of this battle as well for the 75 Express team, as the 2 American cars look to swap positions. Only 1 Ford and 1 Corvette in this fight, by the way. The other cars have moved down the order. IMSA is currently showing the 033, which just got a penalty. You guys were talking about that in the chat, I know. And speaking of all you watching, I just want to highlight that we have reached over 230 viewers live currently. Thank you all so much for your support.
Thank you!
And this has been massive support since really the start of this whole weekend. So really appreciate everybody coming around here. So back up in GTP, the gap is 0.8 of a second between 7 and 24. Van der Linde is right there. I'm very curious to see if Earl Bamber will try and make a move on the BMW. Right now, BMW is showing some very strong pace, I gotta say. So we will see if that car is able to continue to stay in second. This would be BMW's first ever podium in Daytona if they're able to get this. Last year, they got close. They were not able to do that, though. And then the year before, they had issues. And 2023, well, we all know how that went with BMW. It was a complete nightmare with their car not doing very well. And speaking of GTP reliability as well, it's not just the Porsches, but the Cadillacs have run really strong. The Acuras have run really strong compared to last year. BMW has run really strong. I feel like I'm jinxing everything, but I'm not. The only car which has had problems mechanically is the Aston Martin Valkyrie, but we have to remember as well, this is a brand new car to the grid. It's never competed at Daytona before, and while it is now 15 laps behind the leader, it is still in a position. IMSA is now showing the gaps between the top runners in this race. Julian Anlauer looking to take Porsche to take another 3rd straight victory. However, I don't believe he will be the finishing driver. I believe he's going to hand things over to his teammate, the guy who always finishes things, Felipe Nasr, the legend of our sport for Porsche Penske Motorsport, former F1 driver for Sauber in 2015 and 2016 off of the top of my head. Tell me if I'm wrong, I probably am. But that's going to be very interesting to see if Nasr can jump in that car. Meanwhile, battle in GTD Pro, the 48 Windward Racing Mercedes, P3 at the moment, trying to make a move on the number 1 BMW. You can actually see this battle on track right now. It's heading through Speedway 2, heading on to the long straight down to the Le Mans chicane. You can see that gaggle of cars currently led by the 911 Porsche. So that gaggle of cars that you see at the top of your at the Le Mans chicane now is the 911 Porsche, the BMW of what is it? Dan Harper, and then we have Max B. Martin and Maro Engel. In fact, the top 4 are all German manufacturers.
Wow, you ever want a pretty good promotion for the DTM Championship? You got it right there. So
that's true. Yeah, that is
true. It's looking pretty good for them. The BMW constructors looking really good. I'm so impressed by the Mercedes pace. I am a big if you were to ask me if I were to have one car as a GT3 driver that I would drive, it would be a Merc GT3. I love that car, but it's been a little bit of a mixed bag in IMSA the last few years. I like you'll see it have flashes of pace, but not really get those victories. But here we are with 2 hours left in the finale of this race, and they're within a second of the lead, and they're hounding. He is hounding that BMW in second. So much pace in the Merc. If I can see that Merc really go for it, I'm going to be excited. But you can also see that Mustang is going to have a lot to say about it. Now, I am wondering though, with them, that's a Cadillac with some engine issues. That's the 10 car. That's the blue car. With some issues. They're going slow. They're not on the apron yet, but they are smoking bad. So there we go. The Cadillac
fire
striking again. There's a fire for Ricky Taylor in the Wayne Taylor Racing.
That looks like an engine issue.
Oh man, there we go.
It's the commentator's curse. I told you. That's exactly
the first bomb to drop, Jonah. What have you done? They're getting the fire extinguishers out. He is out. That race is done for the 10 car. That's got to be
an engine issue.
Absolute heartbreak for the Cadillacs. And now, if you're the 31 car, you got to be stressing a little bit.
And the 40 as well. That's the sister Wayne Taylor car. But Ricky is okay out of the car. The car is smoking. The team has put out the fire. It seems to be it from what it looks like an engine failure. And if that is the case,
Yeah.
heartbreak for Wayne Taylor Racing in the final 2 hours of this event. To me, that looks done. To me, that I think is done from this race, and that would be our first official GTP retirement. We knew that there would be at least one. It's just a matter of what, and unfortunately, it is the blue-nosed Cadillac, the 10. Ricky Taylor had that problem. We're still waiting for an official diagnosis on exactly what's going on. We had a comment coming in saying from Priorian who said, "Are they still under yellow?" And no,
It's
there's
still smoking. Wow, look at that. It is
Oh
still
my
having
gosh.
problems within the. It's some sort of engine component, 100%.
I think
Maybe
that's
something with the hybrid system.
Yep. That's done.
No, that's what people in the commentators booth on the NBC broadcast are saying. It's a hybrid system. So, wow, look at the cameraman getting right up in there, just getting all the footage, and you can see how burnt the outside of the chassis is. Here's a replay of it. Yeah, just poof, up in the smoke it goes.
That's it.
That is such a shame if you're a Cadillac fan. And this is why I didn't pick them to do very good. It's because of stuff like this. It sucks for the Cadillac curse just continues. We'll see though. There's still two other Cadillacs. There's the 40 car and the 31. And the 31 car, it's the best Cadillac so far. It's still in third, and it's 2 seconds off the lead. So we'll have to wait and see what happens there. Of course, no caution for this because he went straight into the pits as it happened on the back straight. So nothing to bunch up the field for now.
Yeah, no yellow. And
that's such a shame.
Just to point out as well, as the car is being wheeled off the pit exit, probably into the garage, I just want to point out something as well. This is very critical information for viewers watching. That if it is indeed a hybrid issue for the number 10, which it likely took it out of the race, that is not a Cadillac component, by the way. That is actually a Bosch component. Because the reason why is because since these cars are LMDH entries, they have to have supplied components. So, like, for example, all LMDH cars have supplied chassis from other established manufacturers, as we see the Porsche going off the track a little bit there. But the 10 has a Bosch hybrid system. Hybrid systems are supplied by Bosch. The only car in this field that doesn't have a hybrid is the Valkyrie because it's an LMH and it doesn't have to. But that component was Bosch, so that's not directly Cadillac's fault. That's the point I was trying to make earlier, as the cars are currently making their way through the field. But to me, we're waiting for an official diagnosis. The 10 is out. I think that's done for Wayne Taylor Racing. However, they still have another entry in the race, the 40 of Louis Delatraz, and there's still two Cadillacs in this race with the 31 in third of Earl Bamber. Louis Delatraz running the flag for Wayne Taylor Racing. Of course, there's still another WTR entry out on track, and that is the Lamborghini Huracan in GTD. But yeah, it's not too much.
No, not at all. And, there was a lot of traffic here, as we're seeing a little bit of a battle here in LMP2, wheel-to-wheel action between the 22 and, I'm not sure, that's the CrowdStrike car. I just forget the number of it. As they go wheel-to-wheel into the second hairpin, a little bit wide goes the CrowdStrike car. Up the inside goes the 22 United car. Great little battle there, as I believe they're just outside of the top 5 picture in LMP2 right now. That AO car, which was leading for so long, nowhere near the top 5. So, yeah, that's the battle for 4th and 5th out on track right now between Ticknell and Linda in the LMP2 class. The AO car in 6th place, looking to pick up the pieces. And with just under 2 hours remaining, there's a lot of opportunity for him to pick up said pieces. We're seeing the leaders in GTP going past the leaders in GTD. The Harper BMW chasing the Porsche, while the GTP BMW is chasing the Porsche. So those two German manufacturers they might be battling on track, but I know they're cheersing the wine glass a little bit back in Germany right now, as they're getting exactly what they want. A little battle here between the two. Now we can see though Bamber and Eng in the battle for 3rd and 4th getting decently close to each other. This could turn into a BMW 2-3 at the rate it's going. I bet you that Cadillac, probably because of what has happened, may be told to just ease it off a little bit. Although they understand the pressures from behind, you got to minimize for any risk at all. Tom Blomqvist in the 60 car trying to go around the outside of the Merc, unable to do so. You can see we were talking about it, and David was talking about it yesterday, how you can lose races by driving slow through traffic. It is so important to keep and maintain pace through it. And you can see that Anwar has lost some time through the infield section. He was up 1.5 seconds. Now it's down to a second. So that gap has increased. It is on a little bit. I'm still a little preemptive to say that, as it is starting to clear out a little bit. And we know when that 7 car gets in the clear air, it's pretty much unbeatable. So Van der Linde is just going to have to hope for more and more and more traffic with just under 2 hours remaining.
And the good news, too, is that this field in GTP is extremely competitive compared to the last 2 years. Last 2 years, we had like maybe 3 or 4 cars on the lead lap. This time, we have 9 on the lead lap. And the gap between the first place car of the 7 and the last car in line, JDC Miller's Van der Linde, is just about 9 or so seconds. So I think it's a little bit more than that, actually. But the fact is that it's really, really close. Very, very impressive stuff from BMW so far. They have a chance to take this win with either the 24 or 25. However, we were talking about how Ing could potentially get into third and get BMW a double podium if things continue to go as they are. I'm a little optimistic on that, because the thing is that even if Ing gets into third ahead of the Cadillac, it's not the Cadillac re-overtaking the BMW that I'm worried about. It's the car that's 2 cars behind, the number 6 car of Laurens Vanthoor, who is absolutely flying through the field. We had a comment coming in asking what happened to the 6 because they went away for a little bit. Well, the 6 it went in for another pit stop to refuel energy and get up to speed. Simply put, it is making its way through the field after that pit stop. So it is still in contention for this win no matter what. Right now, though, the fight for the win is between Porsche, BMW, and Cadillac. It seems that Acura right now doesn't have the pace to challenge these top 3 brands, unfortunately. The car that was, the 60 seems to be the best placed car right now, but it is dropping back through the field. It's 7 seconds now to Andlauer in 5th position, and right on the back of that Acura is Laurens Vanthoor in the 6. So I don't think the Acura is going to be in contention. It seems that the 93 has a little bit more pace than the 60, and that's simply because of energy, and the 60 is on a different strategy, of course. So we will see how that progresses, and yeah, that's going to be interesting. Meanwhile, 2 other storylines I want to point out, one in LMP2, one in GTD. LMP2 has both inter-Europol cars in 2nd and 3rd. Really good race so far for the inter-Europol entries, 43 ahead of the 343. We will see how that progresses if they can get their first Rolex 24 win. Also, while we've been talking, we've had a neat development in GTD, and that is the race winner from last time out. The team I'm sure you're supporting, Nick, AWA, under the name 13 Autosport from Ore Fadani's team. That is the 13 Corvette, currently in P4 and challenging these entries up at the front. It is close to that BMW. It's getting closer lap after lap. Could a 2-time in a row AWA title for the win, could that be a possibility? We will see how that goes. Meanwhile, very close battle for 3rd position. Philip Ing is right on the back of Earl Bamber as the 25 BMW looks to join the 24 on the podium. The gap is around 4 or so tenths to the Cadillac, and we could see these 2 cars potentially going side by side in the next couple of laps. And you should also keep an eye on the 6 as well, coming through the field from 6th position right now. You can see it in the middle of your screen.
100%. And I'm gonna give a stern talking to these producers. They're showing me the 24 car when there's an awesome battle here in 3rd. Something else I do want to look at, though, that Grello car still holding on in the GTD Pro lead, but just barely. That 1 car, Miller, really, really close by, but the Mercs kind of just holding up a little bit. In 3rd and 4th, Engel in the 75 car starting to hound onto the back of Martin in the 48. So we'll see how that's going, but I'm really impressed by that Aston Martin pace. I was looking at the Bob sheet in the technical bulletin, and I was like, we'll see how we go. I had no idea that they were going to be this strong, and wow, they're really showing it. 1-2 in class, and it is a dominant showing there in class. Van der Linde starting to lose Enwire a little bit. It's, well, I say a little bit, it's quite a lot now. It's a 3-second gap up in front. You can really see that 7 car just pulls away. We said, I said right as they were going through all the traffic that was the only chance for Van der Linde to come up close, because as soon as the Porsche gets in the Queen Air, it just pisses off, and off it went. 3-second gap in 3 laps. Just insane pace from that 7 car. Almost unbeatable. So we'll have to wait and see if anything could be done about that car. But, you know, I picked the 6 car to go for that win, but it looks like the 7 car's in control with that experienced lineup.
Yeah, and this is very interesting. You know, I also picked the 6 to win this race as well, but this race has seen the 7 take control. From the very first lap, Nasser took the lead from, what was it, 3rd or 4th on the grid. On the very first lap, the 7 was in the lead, and in the hands of all 3 drivers, Nasser, Andlauer, and Heinrich, it has been the car to beat. It has been the car to beat. It has led the majority of laps. It has been up there. It's currently leading with 637 laps completed. The 7 is the car to beat. And if Porsche truly are like this throughout the season, you know that they're going to win a 3rd title in a row. However, I believe that BOP is going to hit them in a couple of races. We'll see as we get to Sebring. Right now, though, we're not focused on Sebring or the rest of the season. We're focused on this race because we have an hour and 51 minutes to go. Meanwhile, one of the cars for the fight in GTD is the 96 Turner Motorsport car. Jens Kleemann in that car coming into the pit lane from 3rd position on the grid, dropping down to 10th or lower. And I think this is a standard stop, I believe. A lot of these...
It's a driver swap.
A driver
swap.
This
is probably going to be their final stop for the Turner Motorsports car. Do you think they can go to the end in 2 hours on
I don't think so. I think another stop is going to be... I think that we were talking about earlier how tires can go to the end. These wonderful Michelin tires will surely go to the end on this 96 car. I think that they're probably going to have to come in for a refuel of energy quite soon, probably around the hour mark. And we know as well, viewers, that there's going to be a yellow flag that comes out at one point. You know, that's inevitable. We will see how that kind of progresses. Meanwhile, a switch in position in GTP as the 40 Wayne Taylor Racing Cadillac gets into 7th, but I'm sure that they have to be talking with their team as they probably want to find out what not to do when it comes to the Wayne Taylor Racing 10 car, as that car seemingly is out of this race now, 8 laps down off of the leader. And yeah, I think that's done. The Valkyrie will soon overtake it and get into the top 10. So that'll be good news for the Heart of Racing as we actually see it coming on screen right now. And looking at energy as well, Kleemann,
50% in the GTDs, they got about halfway through their stint. So quite early for that 96 car to go in, don't you think?
Yeah, it seems that this is definitely a strategy call. We'll see if it's the right one. And just to point out as well, Pryning and Manti Racing with that 911, that car is in contention for this win. This is not an alternate strategy. This car is legitimately in contention for this victory. Meanwhile, 2nd place from GTD comes into the pit lane. Mattia Drudi from the Heart of Racing comes in from the pole-sitting car, dropping down the order for a similar stop. It's gonna be interesting to see if he's gonna be able to re-overtake if the BMW is gonna be able to re-overtake the Aston Martin. Also, development in GTP as IMSA focuses on this battle, the Cadillac is starting to put pressure on the BMW. It's the other way around, and it's not the 25. The Cadillac is starting to put pressure on Van der Linde for 2nd position in the 24. So can Bamber get ahead and try and challenge Andlauer in the leading Porsche? We will wait and see. Right now, though, it seems that Cadillac has very strong pace with the 31 specifically, and the 40 is moving its way through the field as well. So clearly, it is BMW and Cadillac on strong pace. Acura seems to be somewhat there, but Porsche seems to be the class of the field as things stand. But, viewers, we still have a long way to go. The clock just hit an hour and 49 minutes to go. That's more than a sprint race. That's more than the Long Beach race to go. So we still have a long ways in this race. And, viewers, we'll be taking you through all the way to the checkered flag for this event. This is not going to be like a stream where we just do a little bit. Me and Nick are here to the long run. We're going to the end.
Yes, we are.
Yep.
Yes, we are.
We are going to the end.
It's going to be a lot of fun, and you guys can hang on tight. Now, I've been looking at the comments section. A few people have been asking about stuff for GTD Pro. Now, sadly, we can't really change up our graphics. It's going to have to be a whole big mess, and we don't want to be able to stop our coverage for you guys because we want to give you guys the best coverage that we can. And we feel that if we tried to edit that on the fly, it would be taking up too much time. And it'll be too much of a mess. So what I can do is give you a quick recap in GTD Pro and GTD. So listen in. I'll give you that quick update. Preening in the 911 Grello car, Manthai, debut here at Daytona. They're in the lead. Second place, it's Harper, the Miller car, the BMW, in second. In third, it's the Mercedes, car number 48, driven by Mario Angel, in the 75 car in fourth. So that's a Mercedes 3 and 4 right now in GTD Pro. In P5, it's the sole remaining Mustang in GTD Pro. That's Prelo in the 65 car. In P6, after getting spun out wide on the lead lap or on the restart from second, that is Verone in the 4 car. He's down in 6. Calderetti, who was leading at one point, down a lap at one point. He's in 7th in the 9 Lamborghini. Collado, who was the one that was involved in that incident with the 4 Corvette, served his drive-through and now is down in the 8th. And the last car in GTD Pro, it's a 77 AL car. They're down a lap. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens with them. In GTD, it was Nicky Thiem in the 44 car, but he just entered the pits. So it is Matthew Bell in the 13 car that's leading. The 13 by Canadian 13 Corvette leading in GTD, last year's winner, leading in GTD, but 2/10 behind in the 57 Mercedes is our
yellow flag.
The Merc, as the yellow flag has come out on the timing board, but it has not come out on the IMSA channel. So we'll have to wait and see what that is on our screens. I have seen nothing show up just yet. So
it shows
clearly nothing of issues. But yeah, I do see the yellow flag on the Delta times. It's pretty frustrating for us to be able to figure it out. Formal in the other Lamborghini in the GTD is up in 3rd, as Aron in the Merc was in 4th, now down in into the pits. Wado in the 21 AF Corsa car in 4th right now, as they were messing around, and I believe that means that Mason and the 12 Lexus has moved up into the top 5. So that's the order right now in GTD and GTD Pro. So a lot of battling still to go and many order changes to come. Also in LMP2, the 04 car driven by Quinn is still in front of the 2 Interpol cars of the 43 and the 343, driven by Dillman and Nolan Siegel respectively, and Linda in the United car in P4. But out in front, and Larso in the lead, 2 seconds adrift for Van der Linde. So Van der Linde is caught up in the second part of this stint. He lost 2 seconds, then gains 2 seconds, but 8/10 behind is Bamber. So Bamber's really pushing Van der Linde up to the Porsche.
And the question for me is, when are these drivers coming in for their final stops? Because there's going to be one more GTP stop as well. We just don't know when. I would think it's probably in the next 30 to 40 minutes, probably in the last hour, because we know the cars can go for an hour. We've seen that here at Daytona. We've also seen that in the sprint races at Long Beach, and we know there's going to be a driver change in the majority of these cars. So I would assume that the 7 will hand it over to Anlar, will hand it over to Nazar, and then the 24 will likely hand Van der Linde will jump out of the car, and then Dries Vantor will likely get in for the final stint. Jack Aiken the same for the 31. As speaking of which, one car has come in. It's the 60. Blomqvist is coming in early. Very interesting. So that is down to energy, I believe, because that car was on lower energy. Vantor takes over into P6. Lawrence Vantor, that is. So Blomqvist in the pit lane in the number 60 Acura. Meanwhile, there's a change for second position. Earl Bamber gets into second for Cadillac Wheeling Action Express. That is the number 31 car that has moved ahead of Van der Linde, successfully moving in to P2 in this event. But as it shows right now on the timing graph, the 24 has re-overtaken the 31. I believe that
we'll
might
have
be.
to wait and see.
Yeah.
It could be coming out of this hairpin and going down the back stretch because he's right there in that fight. So we're still on board with the 31.
Show the 24.
Maybe we'll see a car going around the outside. I don't know. We'll have to see. But Bamber's still in front on our screens.
It shows.
Switch off the camera, producer. Come on. Nope. Yeah, he's nowhere near.
Yeah,
and I should also say that BMW's lights not the brightest. Maybe he has his bright modes off. Maybe just having he just has the daylight runners on. But yeah, no, that is a massive change. And honestly, I don't have a problem with this because this at least means I got third place in GTP correct. So if it stays the same, I got Van der Linde coming home in third. But wow, Bamber is really pushing that car. 2.9 seconds up to Andlauer with one stop to go.
Come on, Cadillac.
It could happen. We'll see if Cadillac can get it up. And if there's one car to do it, it is that 31 car.
Agreed.
It has been the class of the field. It was the one that got on pole before it got taken away from him. And now it's trying to fight back for what it deserves. And it's at least a top 2 finish, as here he is in the middle of the pack. A lot of work to do to get up to that 7 car.
2.7 seconds now, the gap between Bamber and Andlauer. Bamber's closed the gap by around 0.3 of a second to the Porsche in the lead. Getting around that BMW was crucial, and that's exactly what he needed to do. So all that Bamber needs to really do is start pressurizing that Porsche, get on the back of that 963, and then hand it over to the next driver for the final stint, which most likely will be his teammate, his good friend, Jack Aiken, who will join him in the WEC later on in the season in 2026. Also, just a quick note on the BMWs, because you were mentioning the 24's headlights. The thing I've noticed as well is that the 25 also has those headlights kind of off. So I believe it's just that's just down to
daylight runners.
Yeah, exactly. Daylight runners. And then Vantor as well. Lawrence Vantor has closed the gap to those BMWs. So the 6 Porsche also in the hunt. This is gonna be very interesting. Also, keep an eye on the 40 Cadillac as well, which is starting to chase down these front runners. It's going to be very interesting to see how that progresses as the sole Wayne Taylor Racing entry is looking to get into the fight as well. The 40 finished in 3rd position in 2024 when Wayne Taylor Racing was running Acuras for their final year. Last year, the 40 was involved in that major accident, so it wasn't here at all at Daytona during this point. So we have no idea what these drivers can do in that 40 car. And the 31 as well wasn't here in 2025, I believe. I mean, it was here, but it wasn't in this position to fight for the win. Also, speaking of that battle, Andlauer has grown the gap even further to 3.6 seconds. So he's gained almost a second on Bamber. I believe that's going to fluctuate back and forth, though, as we have one of the front runners in GTD Pro coming in. That is the number 4 Corvette of Nico Veroni, and he will probably come in for one more stop and probably hand over to one of the 2 drivers, either Nicky Katzberg or Tommy Milner. We will see how that goes, as the Valkyrie is also into the pit lane. Meanwhile, on board with the number 6 Porsche, as IMSA currently shows it, that car is chasing down Philippine in the number 25 BMW, which is currently in T4. The 6 car has the fastest lap of the race so far. As you can see, it's a 1:35.826 with Vantor currently on board. Meanwhile, we're going to see how the rest of the field kind of plays out, as the 93 Acura and the 85 Porsche are also in a somewhat close battle as well. We'll see if the 85 can start chasing down the 93, or the 93 can start catching up to the rest of the pack. As we have a switch in the order in GTP. It's not showing up on the actual timing graphic as the 6 comes in.
Into the pits he goes.
Yep, the
so
6
that's
comes in.
going to be the second to last stop.
And the 24
car. Now, do they do a driver swap? That's the question. Into the box he goes. And it's not a driver box. It's 4 tires and a fuel up. So that's probably the last tire swap for the 6 car. And we'll see if that might be. They might have to go one more stop on fuel. But after that, it is clean sailing to the end. So down he goes. The 93 car moves up into 6th. Delatraz up into 5th. And now we're going to have to wait and see, because these guys are at around 22% on energy. Bamber's at 20%. Eng is at 18. So in the next 2 to 3 laps, all these guys are going to come in. Porsche, though, they were the first one to shoot. So now we're going to be seeing everyone playing copycat, or they might try to go for their own strategy. So we'll wait and see what the reaction is to that 6 car coming in. I should also mention in LMP2, the United car that was in 4th place, the 22 car went into the pits. The AL car, the 99 car, moves up in the P4, but is very far off that front running pace. So the 99 car, which showed to be so dominant at the first part of the stint, absolutely nowhere at the end. The CrowdStrike car leading with the two Europol cars, second and third right behind.
Yeah, LMP2 has the leader currently coming into the pits. That's Alex Quinn on board the 04 CrowdStrike entry, the leader in LMP2. So is Nolan Siegel. He's also coming in as well in the 343 Inter Europol car. So 2 front runners in LMP2 coming in. I know a question we had was those cars coming in or not. Also, the 93 has come into the pit lane. The 93 Acura, that is, from 7th place. Also, it's just been confirmed that the 10 Cadillac, I think, is no longer in this race. It says NR, which I believe means no longer racing, or not racing. I believe that car is done completely. So that is our first official GTP retirement. It seems to be a hybrid failure for the 10, from what it seems as, though. So Tom Dillman leads in LMP2. Meanwhile, Thomas Preining continues to lead in GTD Pro. What a story this would be if Manthey Racing can win GTD Pro on their return to IMSA. That would be quite the story with that driver lineup as well. Also, the 57 Mercedes leading in GTD. That is the windward car of, very good management by Antlauer there with the traffic. But yeah, it is Lucas Auer on board in the number 57 Windward Racing Mercedes. He's got a 2.4 second gap to Matt Bell in the number 13 13 Autosports Corvette. It used to be AWA. It still is, but under the name 13 Autosport. And those cars will kind of go around the order because there's a few other entries that are still looking to get in to this pack as well. So we will see how that goes. Tom Dillman into the pit lane in the number 43 Inter Europol car. That's the car that started on pole position. This entry is in the battle for the lead in the LMP2 class. So is its teammate car, the Inter Europol entry of Nolan Siegel, who's of course an Aero McLaren IndyCar driver. So he's got quite the experience, and he's got quite the experience in LMP2 racing as well. A former winner of the 24 Hours of Le Mans in LMP2 back in 2024. Meanwhile, into the pits comes the 99 of, I believe that is Johnny Edgar. Yep. So
good old Edgar. The 37 car also in the pits. That was in second as well. This Interpol pit box they've been in the pit box for quite a while now. Those guys getting it through. I got to be honest, when I was doing my research coming into Daytona, learning about the LMP2 cars, I was like the one class I didn't really know. But if there was one car that I knew, and I've always seen it at every race, it was that Interpol car, because that green and yellow livery is unmistakable. So I knew they were in WEC, and I knew they were good. And look at them here in the fight, still in the lead in LMP2, and their other car, the sister car, in that fight for the win as well. So here we see a Corvette driver. I don't know who that is, but someone is getting ready for a driver swap in the Corvettes. So Matthew Bell in the 13 entering into the pits from second in GTD. So the 13 car going in for one of the last 1 or 2 stops. And yeah, no, these other stops, I think for the other guys, are going to be coming up pretty soon. So lots of action to come here with just over an hour and a half remaining at Daytona.
Yeah, it's definitely turning out to be a very intense race in this GTP field, LMP2 field, and as well the entire classes. You know, it's turning out to be incredible. We will see how this race progresses as the event continues to tick down towards the finish. 1 hour and 34 minutes to go as we see the 7 trying to lap the 93 here for this lead of the race. We will see. Also, the 60 has got around the 93, so a switch in position there between the two Acuras, and we will see how that race progresses.
Into the pits.
Who's coming in?
That's preening the Manthai lead, the leading car in GTD Pro into the pits. And that's the first car to shoot it again. So Porsche, they did it in GTP. They were the first ones to go. And in GTD Pro, the exact same. Those Porsches shooting the gun first. They're the first ones to enter in this pit stop cycle. Looking at energy, though, 24% from Harper, 23% from Engel, 21% as Engel gets past Harper to take the lead in GTD Pro. That's big. Right before the pit stops, that's massive. So now we might see a strategy switch from that Miller car that's now in P2. And now, as we look up on the GTPs, 10% from Anlyer, 8% from Bamber, 6% from Ang, 8% from Van der Linde. All these guys, they probably have 1 or 2 laps to go. They're all going to be going in at the pits at the same time, which I didn't really want to hear because I wanted to see some extended stops. But because that 6 car went in pretty early, something could happen. You never know. We'll have to see. Eng is the next car, the 25 car to enter in the pits from P3. So in he goes. And now down the order, Van der Linde into 3rd, Delatrez into 4th. And it's all starting to spice up here as the pit stop cycle commences.
This is getting very, very fascinating. The 25 in, that's a driver swap. So who is getting in? Do we know who that is? Or is that, it looks like, it looks like Marco Wittmann, actually, judging by the helmet.
I couldn't tell. I'm not gonna. I'm still learning all my.
Don't worry about
it. So I don't know who it is. I wouldn't
Marco.
Be surprised. It would probably be Marciello or Whitman. Those are usually the closers in that WRT team. So I would give it to Whitman personally. So we'll have to wait and see because yeah, this is the last time they're gonna go in. An hour and a half to go, and off they go with 99% energy into the last stages of this race.
Also, the 40 Cadillac has closed up to the 24 BMW. So Wayne Taylor Racing trying to get a really good result here and trying to jump one of the BMWs. Marco Wittmann is in that car, by the way, viewers, just to confirm it. He will exit in P... Actually, I think the Porsche might have just gotten ahead of him. The 6 car might have just gotten ahead of the 25. So switch in position there, and that's crucial. And we should see the GTP cars coming in probably this lap. I would say...
They have to.
Delatrans will definitely come in. Same with the 31, 24, and Van der Linde's 85. Sorry, Van der Helm's 80. Yeah, there's a couple of Vanders. There's 2. There's actually 3.
There's 3 of them.
3.
There's 3 of them in GTP. So
Van der Helm.
It's gonna happen. And there goes Delatraz into the pits. So that's the 40 car to go in. That's the next to fall. And yeah, you're right. Probably the 24 to 85 and the 31. Yep, there goes the 85 into the pits. Yep. The 31 and the 24 will be following pretty soon. Or actually, because Delatraz and Van der Helm, well, I don't know where they are track position wise, but it looks like Anlyer, Bamber, and Van der Linde, they're going to be pitting on the same cycle. So
I would think
that's really interesting to see.
Well, another thing, too, that's interesting is that it's very possible that this could be the very last stops for Delatraz and Van der Helm, the 85 and the 40 that are in the pits right now, because I think that they're going to try and jump those Acuras. I think that's the goal for them, is try and get ahead of those Acuras. We will see how that progresses in just a short while. The 6 has officially got ahead of the 25, so the number 6 Porsche is in contention for a podium here. Bamber and Van der Linde, as well as Anlauer, will likely come in. I believe there's going to be a driver change in the 40 and 85. I would assume Jordan Taylor is going to jump on board the 40, and I would assume Nico Pino is going to jump on board the 85.
Pino will get in that car.
Yep, he's the main driver, so he should get in to that JDC Miller Motorsports yellow Porsche. We will see how that goes. Race leader into the pit lane.
Go.
Yep, Anlauer in for Porsche Penske Motorsport. This could be the final stop of this race, and this could be the decision that changes the outcome of this event. Driver swap. It is officially Anlauer getting out as predicted. Nazar will come in.
The closer's getting into the car. This is mega. Bamber and Van der Linde also entering into the pits. So Anlauer will be able to keep the track position to the 31 and the 24. The important thing is what about the 6 and the 60? Those guys are going to be coming up pretty soon, and we could be seeing something pretty intense here in the battle for GTP. As of right now, though, 75 car and the 1 car, they got 15% and 16% respectively. I think they got at least 3 or 4 more laps to go before they have the pit, and now goes to 7 immediately so fast on the stop. Nothing that Cadillac can do as he's waiting, and off he goes now, and look at the gap. massive gap in there. That's probably going to be about a 6-7 second gap between the two of them, as we'll have to wait and see. But the BMW now also coming out. So those gaps are massive in the pit lane and not a lot that they can do. Let's see if Van Thor and Blomqvist will be coming up on to that battle because they came in really early. They're going to go for the undercut here.
And where's the 6? That's the biggest question I have. Where is the 6? Because Vantor pit, like you said, he pit earlier. He's gonna get up there. The 60 as well should jump, but that car's got lower energy, and I believe the others should get ahead. We will see how that goes. Also, 40 and 85 took less energy to try and catch up to the rest of the field, so this is good news for them. We will see how this goes. The current leaderboard is the 7 ahead of the 31 ahead of the 24. It seems that Vantor's jumped not just the 24, but the 31. Vantor's up into second. I believe Porsche is sitting 1-2 as things stand. Currently, we will see. Brilliant work from Porsche Penske Motorsport if that is the case. Let's see how this goes. As things stand, there's a little
20% difference in energy, though. That's big.
It's done.
Blomqvist is at 70%. So we'll have to wait and see what happens here. Maybe Aiken and Blomqvist or maybe, Whitman also has been passed by Blomqvist. So down goes Whitman. The BMW that was in second or in third after getting passed by the Cadillac, down in the 5th. Blomqvist, look at these guys going wheel to wheel. The 31 and the 60 coming out of the pits. They're going wheel to wheel out of the stop. This is the battle for the last podium spot as they go into the butt stop. Who's going to be the last one on the brakes as they enter? They're not holding up. It's so close between the two of them, but they didn't touch. That's Aiken getting his elbows out and staying in P3. But now into NASCAR in 3 and 4. That Acura is damn fast. We've been seeing it all weekend long as it goes to the high side, getting that slipstream, trying to side draft them. It's now coming up to the tri-oval, coming up to 200 miles an hour as they enter into turn 1. Who's going to give as they enter into turn 1? It's wheel to wheel as they cross the line, and the 31 car is just going to hold them out, but the 60 car is going to go late on the brakes. But
31 should get the advantage.
The 31 car is going to be able to hold it off, and he does. That's the 31 car of Blomqvist. Sorry, not Blomqvist. That's Aiken holding it off, and Blomqvist down into 4th. What a battle here for this first lap of GTP, but I don't think we're done at all.
No, we're not done.
The 60 car is still hounding the back of Blomqvist. 30% difference in energy. So that's fine now, but when we get to the end of the stint, oh man, Blomqvist and Van Thor, they're going to have to hold on and pace themselves for that restart. But a chaotic little battle here in P3, but they are 7 seconds off the lead, and Van Thor is 2 seconds off of Nasser. So we'll have to wait and see what happens in that battle. And now, Martin, who was the leader that was in GTP, enters the pits. Sorry to cut you off. Go ahead.
I was just going to say that also, one quick note on the GTP field before we move over. Blomqvist knows that Cadillac. He used to drive that exact Cadillac before, so he knows how to place that car. He knows where its strengths are. He knows where its weaknesses are, and that is critical to this whole situation, is the weaknesses for that Cadillac. So this is really good news for Blomqvist. What were you saying about the 48 Windward car?
Oh, all I was just saying was that they just entered the pits. They were up in first. Now they're going to be going down the order. And that means, well, it says on the GTP thing is in 4th, but I'm not really sure if that's the case, so we'll have to wait and see where it comes out. But it says that they're still in the top 3. So Engel in the 75 leading, Harper in 2nd. Where on earth did that Manthai car go? It's not in the top 4. Maybe it's in 5th position. I'll have to go to the scoring to check that one out.
It's currently heading through Speedway 2. So it's heading into the Sector 2
They're
section.
In 7th. They're in 7th right now. Calderetti up in the 4th after he hasn't stopped yet. Or has he? Maybe he has.
I don't think he has.
But no, I don't think he has either. But that's a massive gap, though, between those guys. I think he has, because that's a 56-second gap. That's a massive gap between them. And I'd be shocked if the top 3 GT Pro drove a 50-second gap in an hour. That's insane if they did that. But if they didn't, that means that the 75, the 1 car, and the 65, they still have to pit. So they probably still have one more stop to go before they have to go all the way to the end. But most importantly, out in front, it's a Porsche 1-2. In the LMP2, so I will quickly talk about them. The CrowdStrike car, driven by Quinn, The 04 car still in front. The 43 and the 343 Interpol cars in second and third. Paul DeResta got into the United car, and he's going to go straight to the end, and that's the top 4 in LMP2.
Mattia Drudy as well on top in GTD as Aston Martin lead 1-2. Nicky Team in second position in the 44 Magnus car. They have done an absolutely amazing job. It could be an Aston victory, and I told you that 27 was looking strong, even though it kind of disappeared throughout the order. It started on pole. It's looking to finish there as well. GTD Pro is kind of unknown at this point. We don't really know where these cars are. It looks to be BMW versus Mercedes, as the 911 Porsche was involved in this fight, no longer is. And then we also have the Corvette, the 4. I think that contact with the 033 Ferrari earlier, when we kind of started this stream a while ago, really like solidify the outcome for that 4 car. Unfortunately, that might have been the catalyst for it not being here. Sebastian Prio into the pit lane in the 65 Ford Mustang. That car is going to drop down the order, and I'm assuming Caldarelli will come in as well in the number 9 Pfaff Lamborghini on its final appearance in the GTD Pro category before that team switches over to the new Tamarario. But this is going to get interesting. And GTP as well, just to highlight on this. Massive battle going on for 4th position right now. Marco Wittmann on the back of Tom Blomqvist. They put their DTM ace right in the hunting range of that 60 Acura, and the 25 should be getting into 4th position as BMW look to take their first podium in the GTP category at Daytona, because there's a very good chance that Lawrence Vantor might come into the pit lane as well as Tom Blomqvist because of the energy. But right now, just to point out, if you're thinking, how the heck are Porsche 1-2 again? This is how is this going on? Well, viewers, guess what? This isn't down to pace. This isn't down to BOP. I mean, there are factors like that. I would say that the main reason how Porsche are in P1 and P2 is ultimately strategy. The 6 is there because of the strategic genius of Porsche Penske Motorsport. They totally timed it absolutely perfectly. And they did it. They did the energy replenishment. They did the swap in the situation just at a perfect moment. The only thing is, I'm curious to see if they're gonna have to pit again, or if they're gonna somehow figure out a way to keep in second position and get this Porsche 1-2 at Daytona. If they're able to do that, I will be not really shocked, but just very like amazed, at the fact that they're able to just consistently perform on this. Meanwhile, leaders into the pit lane in GTD Pro.
And they go.
Yep, this is the top 2 for this lead. This pit stop is absolutely crucial. This might decide the race here in this event. Meanwhile, Thomas Preining has moved up into 4th position in the 911 Grello Porsche, but Engel and Harper in.
Remember what happened though, because I just remember, because we're asking what the hell happened.
Right.
That Porsche undercut. They pit so early. They pit with like 20% energy, so they had a really short stop. This could be a strategy call for that Manthey car to jump up into the lead back in GTD Pro, because those 2 cars have been battling, and they've been battling a lot, because we saw they passed each other and overtake, so they've been kind of slowing each other down. So it could be that Grello car getting back up into the lead in GTD Pro. I'm really excited for this back half of the race. An hour and 20 remaining in the 24 at Daytona. Ooh, it's amping up. It's amping up.
And we have 400 live viewers as well. The number has increased even more. Woo! Thank you so much for your support, everybody.
Hi, guys.
Let us know in the comments below what you think of this final hour. Is anything going to happen? We're going to see a full course yellow. Are we going to see some chaos? Is Porsche going to take another win? What about that GTD Pro fight? Can CrowdStrike take a win in LMP2 for the first time at Daytona in a very, very long time? And what about Aston Martin? Can they take a 1-2 in GTD after the strong performance they had yesterday? We will see how this goes. Porsche leads 1-2. Nasser ahead of Vantor with 1 hour and 19 minutes to go in the Rolex 24 at Daytona in 2026. It is Porsche, Cadillac, Acura, BMW. The top 5 are all different manufacturers. The question for me is, can Cadillac, Acura, or BMW challenge those 2 Porsches ahead? We will wait and see. I think the biggest challenge from those Porsches is going to come from Jack Aiken's Whelen Engineering Cadillac. We will see. We're currently on board with that car right now. And The gap is closed to
It is.
4.
I was looking at it.
2.
It is closing a little bit. I was just looking at the timing scores.
It was 6.
Around half a second faster. He is lapping just that little bit faster because, yeah, Nasser's doing 39s, Van Thor's doing 38s, Aiken's doing 37s. So the Porsches are coasting. They're coasting a lot more. Aiken is pushing that car. He's got 80% left on the energy. He's going for broke in this 24, and I don't blame him because we got a lot of racing left to go and lots of opportunity. Gap's now down to 3.4 seconds, so he is catching up to that 6 car. But the thing is that now I'm wondering if the multi-map 21s are going to come into play, and we'll see if, well, sorry, that's multi-map 21. We're not seeing a driver swap between the 6 and the 7.
No,
We're going to
no.
be seeing if the 6 car will defend for the 7 and hold up that Cadillac, because that could very well happen, but we'll have to wait and see. Blomqvist has gone away from Wittmann. They were really, really close, down to 2/10 at one point, but now Blomqvist got around 1.1 seconds between. So he's closed that gap up, which is really, really good. Now you can see Aiken, as we can see, you guys can't see. He is going through the GTD battle between the 44 and the 27, losing a little bit of time now to that Porsche, but he's catching. He's really catching. That gap's now down to probably just a little under 1.5 seconds between Van Thor and Aiken. That 31 car's coming. It's coming fast.
Yeah, this is getting really, really interesting. Aiken's brought the gap down to 3.4 seconds to the overall leader of Felipe Nasr. And the thing I think about is last year's battle, because what I remember is that we were in a similar position to last year, with the 7 leading and the 6 in second position, and the 6 had to defend against a charging Tom Blomqvist in the 60 Acura. And it was Matt Campbell on board at the time. He defended all the way until the end and was able to keep the Acura at the time behind and allowing Nasr to win this race. However, we still, the difference here is, first off, a different car, different drivers, of course, but another factor as well is time. We are 1 hour and 16 minutes to go of the Rolex 24, and the Porsche of Lorenz Vanthoor is on way less energy, and he can't defend against that Cadillac forever. And that Cadillac is getting closer. This is on, viewers. This is on. This is a straight up battle between Cadillac and Porsche for this win. The 31 for the 7. This is exactly what I was hoping for. In 2024, we had that epic battle between the 31 and the 7. Now we're getting a repeat of that. We are getting part 2 of this insane battle for this overall lead. With an hour to go, the question is, can Jack Aiken get around that number 6 Porsche? We could see some chaos. We could see some calamities. We will see. It is far from over. While Porsche is dominating this at one stage, it's all open doors right now. We have absolutely no idea. Also, in terms of Tom Blomqvist in the 60, which is currently in P4, as you can see on the timing screen, remember, he has 44% energy, where the cars around him have over 60%. So this is... Blomqvist will have to come in. Also, Aiken has closed the gap even more. He's right on the back of Vanthoor, and the 7 is just up the road as well, viewers. This is getting extremely intense for the fight in the overall victory. Also, I don't know how, but Andrea Caldarelli leads in the FAF Lamborghini on similar amount of energy to the rest of the field. It's somehow
not bad.
It's not bad.
20% gap. It's a 20% gap, and that's what we're seeing with Nasser, Vanthoor, and Aiken. So they could work with that. And I was right. The Grello coming in early, undercutting. But also, beautiful. I saw the 4 come in before that Grello car, and I was like, oh, this is a smart undercut to just get it out of the way. I think that was the first GTT Pro to go. As you can see, he's at 54% compared to the 65% from Preening. So great job from the Corvette strategy team to get that car back up into the top 3, because, yeah, after that incident, you would think that they were done and out in GTD Pro, but nope, right back into the mix they are, and right behind Preening in second. Whoa, we're seeing a bit of a battle here in GTD between the 2 Aston Martins. If you are the CEO of Aston Martin, if you are Lawrence Stroll, and you're somehow here watching this, you are not liking this, because these 2 are going wheel to wheel. One of the cars going on the grass. That was the Heart of Racing car, the 27 car. So these 2, the Aston Martins, are battling it out. And look at who's also there. There's another Aston Martin, but that's the Valkyrie. So 3 Aston Martins out on track. not the best day in the top class, but it's a pretty good day in the GTDs if you're an Aston Martin fan. 0.2 of a second between the two Aston Martins in GTD.
And another factor as well to point out is that the two Astons have swapped positions as well. Nicky Team leads in the Vantage from the Magnus Racing's crew. They were on fire in the roar before the 24, and it shows exactly why here in the race. This is absolutely incredible stuff from Magnus Racing if they can pull this off on their return to GTD. I predicted them to win. And I really hope that they can take this. Either way, it seems to be an Aston victory. We will see how that works out. This is going to get really chaotic though, and extremely intense. Stay with us until the checkered flag, because we are getting into one of the closest battles we have seen at Daytona in a very long time. Just to highlight real quickly, the closest finish at Daytona for the overall victory in history was in 2009, when we had that crazy battle in the DP category with the Donahue Brumos Porsche Riley car. That car finished with the win. I believe it was numbered 59 at the time. It took the win off of the Riley Chip Ganassi entry that was powered by a Lexus engine. And the gap was just a couple of tenths between the two, but that victory did promote and did allow the Donahue name to return to the top of the Rolex 24 after winning it all. I mean, the Donahue name, of course, is synonymous with sports car racing. I believe that that victory was claimed. I think the Donahue name first started in 1969 when they took the victory with the Penske Lola car, and Penske's first victory as well. That's when the first Donahue took victory was during that time. Enough of me going into historical lesson, though. Let's get back to the action on track. This is the battle for P2 that we're watching on screens. And viewers, I know you can't see this, but you can actually see a little bit of a change over at the Le Mans chicane. You can see that red 75. That is the battle we're focusing on right now. It is the battle between a Mercedes and a Porsche. We're actually watching it right
really
now.
Close.
Whoa.
Really close coming out of NASCAR 2 and going into the bus stop. It's absolutely tooth and nail between the two German manufacturers, but that is Mario Engel getting past Preening in that battle for second. Katzberg losing out a little bit, now down into fourth, but is still a little bit behind in that battle for P2. But now you can see in the GTPs, Aitken so close to the back of Van Thor in the sixth, and right up the road is Nasser in seventh. So this is really coming alive here in the last few hours of this race. 3 cars within 1.5 seconds in the top class. This is what we live for. But I just didn't expect that the 7 car was going to be in this fight, or the 31. I knew the 31 was going to be the best Cadillac, but I didn't know it was going to be our only hope to stop the Porsche dominance. And it clearly is our only hope, as it's within 1.5 seconds and half a second of striking distance on the Van Thor. So really hoping for that fight there soon.
The nerves are getting up, and I think that this is turning out to be one of the most intense races we have seen at Daytona in quite some time, because it's not just an intense battle in GTP. GTD and GTD Pro also have this intense battle, and that fight that we're seeing for second position as well is really for the overall lead. If Caldarelli has to come in the final hour, we will see. Can the Energy survive the Porsche and the Acura that are currently in second and fourth respectively to the end, or will they have to make another stop? It is getting crucial. The gap between first, second, and third separates just 2 seconds, 1.9 to be exact, as Jack Aitken is in third, chasing down Lawrence Vantor. Vantor is going to do exactly what Campbell did and defend against that Cadillac as we head into this final hour. 1 hour and 9 minutes remain of the Rolex 24 at Daytona. Keep with us. We have over 440 viewers live. Get us to 500 viewers. Let's try and get this channel as well to 50,000 subscribers. We are currently on 49.6.
We got enough people here to make it. We got enough. We got 430 people.
I would think, though, that the majority of these people are subscribed.
Maybe. You never know. You never know. And if they're not, if you're not subscribed, what are you doing? Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button as well. And drop a comment down below. I had to say that. I'm sorry.
No, do it. Do it. I hope you did.
But if you've not subscribed, subscribe.
Please.
Because this is the world epicenter for sports car news. It is now, at least. So
no, it still is.
Now we gotta hold that, because I believe, and we could be wrong, and people could correct us, I'm pretty sure we've been the largest watch party out of anyone on YouTube and Twitch for the Daytona 24. And if that is true, then I'll be shaking your hand in congratulations, because we done did it. We've done a great job. And although the stats and all the achievements mean everything, what actually means a lot to us is to have this connection with you guys and the fans, having these conversations with you guys. Thank you so much for the subscription, Mr. Cook. We appreciate it. Keep hitting that subscribe button. But the main thing is that we love giving you guys as racing fans the same love that we as racing fans want us to do. So we're always trying to strive and achieve that, and strive to achieve for a great community, trying to be active with you guys in the comments. As the 23 car having some issues going on the apron. Sorry, I'm going to make a reference here, but you know, the Nick Castellanos hits a home run moment. That's what this kind of feels like, as Roman DeAngelis having another technical issue. This could be the second retirement in GTP. They had issues earlier in the race, but nothing at all right now between those two.
Please tell me this isn't a retirement for the Valkyrie. It's the final hour. Come on, guys. You can make it to the finish. Come on.
It is, but also, I don't know if you're noticing this right now. This looks like a replay. It is. That was a replay. That was a really random replay showing the evening, either the evening or the morning stint that just showed up on the producer box. I don't really know. But anyways, the main thing is, regardless, my whole point is we do this for you guys, because we're racing fans trying to give it out to other racing fans. So thank you guys for coming out here, because you guys are just one of us, and we really appreciate every single one of you for coming out here and enjoying it. But now, with an hour and 7 seconds, this is really good in the GTDs as the 27 car gets pushed wide. The Aston Martins are getting their fists out, and they're fighting. They're throwing haymakers. Oh man, we got an hour to go, guys. 1.3 seconds covers those two. I know that gap just formed because of what just happened, but we got an hour left to go. Calm down. We got a lot of time. Mario Engel just passed called already to get up into the lead in GTD Pro. So the 9 car is starting to slow down a little bit. It probably means that stop is going to be coming soon,
most likely,
for the FAF Lamborghini. The Grello car and the Corvette are second and third, but they're 2.9 and 3.3 seconds off of Engel, respectively, but half a second in between the two of them. So that's going to be a little fight between Corvette and Porsche for third and fourth. Up in LMP2, though, we haven't talked about LMP2 in a little bit. That CrowdStrike car, the 04, still dominant. 7 seconds up in front. I was making fun of that CrowdStrike car quite a bit now that I'm thinking about it. It was having such a bad start to the race. Genuinely, it was just spinning all the time. I was like, these guys are... like, what are we doing here? What's going on? But nope, not at all. They're showing just how good they are, and they've been proving me wrong, as they're leading in LMP2 with the 2 Interpol cars, second and third, with Dillman and Cassidy in the cars, and DeResta in the United car in fourth position. But up in front, the battle still reigning. 2.3 seconds between the top 3. Van Thor and Aiken, half a second between the two of them. Nasser's been pulling away a little bit, though, because that gap has been increasing just a little bit. So Nasser picking up the pace and putting the hammer down here as we're coming up to an hour remaining in this race. Oh, I love boiling water starting to boil, because I can feel it. I can feel it. It's starting to kick up.
And real quickly as well, thank you to the Daily Seagull for subscribing as well. For anybody that's not subscribed, definitely do so. And I echo what Nick said just a moment ago as well. This channel has absolutely blown up, and I'm so happy. The fact that we had IMSA here, and they're watching what we're doing, they're supporting what me, Nick, and David are doing here with our live streaming stuff and our content that we put out. You know, I'll just tell you guys how this week has been. I'm on like very little sleep, because I literally wake up at 6 a.m. I turn on my computer and I get to work, and I'm working all the way until midnight. I take a lunch break or something like that, but this is a full-time job for me. You know, this is a full-time job, and I'm literally doing this because I love this community so much, and I love sports car racing so much, because this is exactly why we're doing this. Anyway, though, back to the racing. Let's get this thing going. So, This is getting intense, viewers. 1 hour and 4 minutes to go of the Rolex 24. Nazar leads by just 9/10 of a second to the sister Porsche of Laurens Vanthoor. As Nick just mentioned, Akin has dropped back just a tiny bit, but we will see if that Cadillac can come into the mix. Meanwhile, a little bit of a change going on in the rest of the GTP field. The 24 BMW of Dries Vanthoor, who's, of course, the brother to Laurens Vanthoor, has moved ahead of the 93 Acura GTP entry into 6th place. So currently BMW are 5-6 at the moment. And I'm very, very curious in terms of GTP. What I'm most curious about is the stint energy for the 6 and the 60. Are they going to have to come in? We need a little bit of a graphic. So IMSA, if you're hearing me right now, put out that little graphic to let us know. Please. If you're hearing us, please let us know if the stint energy is coming out, because we need that stint energy to
I gotta see it. I have not seen it for a while.
Neither have I. Yeah, so I want to see exactly what's going on with the 6 and the 60 specifically, because the 60 pit very, very early. Same with Vanthoor in the 6 as well. So we will see how that goes. There's a very good chance that we could see a very different podium and a very different top 5 as well. Currently, it is Nazar, Vanthoor, Akin, Blomqvist, Wittmann, Porsche, Cadillac, Acura, BMW. In LMP2, Alex Quinn continues to lead by a 6.2 second gap. The LMP2 field is up at the front. And because the Valkyries dropped down the order, we actually have the LMP2 leaders in 10th and 11th on this graphic as well. So it's not just GTP, but LMP2 now. Maro Engel leads by 2.2 seconds. If 75 Express can pull this off, what a phenomenal result would that be? They've had such an incredible weekend. They were heading into this weekend unknown. This car is not full-time. It's a Michelin Endurance Cup only entry. This is the car shared by Will Power and Chaz Mostert as well. And what a performance this would be. While over in GTD, Nicky Team leads by 1.8 seconds in the Magnus Racing Aston. I know co-host David would be very happy if Nicky Team, a Danish driver, could win this event. The 44 Magnus car, what a story would that be? I might have to make a video on that if it's the case. Meanwhile, the 31 Cadillac trying to make its way through the field. Ooh. This is getting really intense as this battle continues.
GTD Pro battle right in front that we're seeing. This is for third and fourth between the Grewal car and the Corvette. Can he get through? Ooh, he got a little bit loose there and had to back out. That was almost game over. But critically, this is so much time lost for Akin. He's losing so much time here. Yep. And yeah, look at that. The Porsches have completely gone away that he's lost so much time.
Still an hour to go, though.
That little battle. But wow, that was chaotic there. And yeah, he's down to 2-second gap now between the Porsche and the Cadillac.
Yep. And the thing is, too, is that that battle that you're seeing on the battle that we're seeing on track, viewers, what you can see right now on the little graphic that shows all the cars moving across the track map, of course, it's the gaggle of cars that are just about heading into Speedway 1, like all that section. That's where this battle, actually no, it's a little bit further up. I think it's heading into Le Mans. That's the battle that we're seeing right now. Meanwhile, Dries Vanthoor, the brother, sorry, my bad. Dries Vanthoor has moved ahead of the sister BMW into P5. So the 24 now trying to chase down the 60 for 4th position, and that would equal BMW's best results. Wow. But we'll see how that race progresses in the GTP category. IMSA is just showing. Hold on a second.
This could be the losing moment for this 31 car. If he isn't able to get back up on it, we're going to go to this moment right here in the race where he couldn't get past the GTD pros battling in third, and he lost a second and a half of critical time because he was so close on the back. I was seeing it just before they were coming into the tri-oval. The top 3 were within 1.2 seconds. So I was like, whoa. Oh, look at this three-way battle. It's the GTD. That's the Miller car going 3 wide, splitting the Grewal car. But the Grewal car getting a good exit out of 1 goes up as now into 2 and 3. So close between the 1, the 911, and the 4 cars. They go into the second hairpin. That's the Miller car just barely leading. Up a little bit of touching. The BMWs and the Corvettes are going at it a little bit. This is for 3rd, 4th, and 5th in class. This is not even for the lead. My gosh. This is for 3rd, 4th, and 5th. Grewal losing out, though, as the Corvette gets to drive down into the second hairpin. Amazing little battle between these two. The BMW, though, the major winner. Up into 3rd goes Harper. Down into 5th goes Preening, and into 4th goes Katzberg. Woohoo! The GTD battle is picking up. I love racing so much. This is so So awesome. But I don't think this battle is done. Is Segrello going to get a little bit of the run, but there's an LMP2 and a GTP down below. Oh, look at the GTP. Not a lot that you can do. Splitting it 3 wide. Oh, so close. Oh, almost a little bit of a touch between the GM and the Cadillac. They did touch just a little bit there. But wow, that's some crazy little battling here. But the winner of that one is the Miller car. Oh, that's in the P3. And we got to see about Mario Engel and Calderetti because Calderetti hasn't pit yet. And they are 8 seconds down on Engel. So we're just under an hour remaining in this race. We'll have to see what the strategy. But that could have just been for the lead in GTD Pro. We never know.
You never know. And I think that's the crazy thing is that we're having this insane battle in the final moments of this event. Also, a switch in GTP. Marco Wittmann has come into the pit lane in the 25 BMW, has dropped down to 9th. So that should be the final stop for the BMW. Very surprised actually about that one though, as that changes the order around. But
there's the energy. 41%
finally, okay.
For Nasr, 20% for Van Thor, 40% for Aiken, 8% as the 25 car goes into the pits. This is officially the final stop for this BMW. So Blomqvist, he has to pit in the next 2 laps. But most importantly, Aiken and Nasr, they're at 40% both. Good. So Van Thor has to go in first, which is really important because he can undercut. And we'll see how that goes. Because the overcut doesn't work in the GTPs, but maybe the undercut does. So this could be on strategy. This could be the win for the number 6. It could very well happen. We'll have to wait and see.
You know, I was just going to say something real quickly as well. Looking at the energy now, Nasr and Aiken on 39%, there's a very good chance they have to pit one more time. I think they might have to pit one more time for a splash and dash. I think that, I mean, Blomqvist is going to come in most likely either this lap or the next lap. He's on 6% energy. I think he should be coming in this lap, actually. So Blomqvist from 4th will come in most likely. And then, oh, Rexy! Rexy has no front. No, his teeth are missing. It's a repeat of last year. What happened to the Rexy Porsche? Contact with, I believe, the 21 Ferrari as he went off the track. Rexy's teeth.
Gone.
Oh, no.
He went to the dentist, and the dentist did him dirty. That's insane. So off goes the front bumper. Up the inside goes this.
Oh,
I think that was either a Merc or a Mustang, but there goes a car spinning around.
That was the AWA. That was the AWA Corvette.
Oh, no. My 13 car. It was doing so good in that battle for GTD, but still, the Astons. By the way, we should talk about those GTD Astons. Nicky Thim has pulled a 4-second gap on Drudy in the 27 car, so there's a big gap there in Aston, but it's still a 1-2 in GTD for those. Someone just went into the pits. I'm not sure who that was.
Looks like Robbie Foley.
Oh, that was called already. That was called already in the 9 car. So that's going to be the last stop for the FAP car as they will be entering into the pits. But now Harper, Katzberg, and Preening, along with Engel, also going to be entering into the pits. But they're on different strategy. And with 56 minutes to go, this is going to be intense. Oh my God, Jonah. It's coming down to the wire. This is going to be such a good finish to this Daytona 24. And there we see a good... Sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead. What were you saying?
I was just going to say there was a driver swap for the 96 car. That's going to be the final little stop for them. We haven't seen them in contention, though, in the top 3 at all. It's been that pretty much a 3-way battle between the 44 to 27 and the 57. There's the AO car entering into the pits. They're going to be fixing that front bumper. And on goes the new denters for the Roxy car, or for Rexy, sorry.
Yeah.
So, yeah, looking pretty good there. Nice new teeth job.
Yeah, the AO Racing's doing a little bit of dentistry. They need to get into that business now. Meanwhile, Blomqvist into the pit lane as expected in the number 60 Acura from 4th position, so that's good news. Also, 2 things I want to point out, because from the chat, we've almost reached 500 viewers right now, which is wonderful to see. Thank you so much, viewers, for your support. Also, we had a comment coming in asking, why aren't we showing the race live? Well, if we did, we would get copyrighted.
His channel is done. His career would be over in like half a second.
So I remember actually, just to point this out, I tried streaming the race back in 2023 for Le Mans. And I did an onboard of a car, and it got taken down, and I got a strike for it. I got the strike removed, but it all's good. But I learned my lesson that day.
You got it removed?
I got it removed.
What,
yeah,
you actually removed it. That's wow.
I got it removed. Yeah, I could get it removed, and it was really good. But I learned my lesson that day. I learned my lesson that, hey, you don't do this. This was the first time I streamed, so I was new to it all. But that was a couple of years ago, and I knew I knew what I was getting into, but yeah, that was not a good news. So I'm not repeating that mistake. However, we are looking to get it like certified in terms of streaming live for a race. We're trying to get it in for a very special race to have live coverage, but we will see how that goes. So stay with us, subscribe if you haven't already, so you can keep updated on that, because this is only the start. This is only the start of what we have. Meanwhile,
subscribe and like, please do that, please.
Tom Dillman into the pit lane in the 43 inter-Europal car from second position. So that's a change in the LMP2 order. Meanwhile, the 75 Express Mercedes continues to lead by 10 seconds to Dan Harper in the BMW. I want to see the energy graphics of the GTD Pro as well. So IMSA, if you're listening right now, put on the energy graphics as well.
Please, if you can, I'm doing a spirit bomb. I'm doing the IMSA bomb. Please. Give me the energy, please.
Let's try it.
Yeah. So that's Katzberg into the pits. He's going to be going down into 7th. Colados just passed him out on track.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we'll see. He's going to actually get lapped by Mario Engel. There's the leader of GTD entering into the pits. And that's also the tower car right in front, the 8 car, who is still in that lead fight. But that's our leader into the pits, and also the 27 into the pits. So the two Astons on the same strategy. They're going to go with each other right to the end. And Harper and Preening entering into the pits. Same with Martin. Yep. So that's 3 guys going in. But the Corvette went in first. We were talking about this last night. The undercut does work for the GTD pros. Excuse me. We may or may not see something from Katzberg because he's going to try to make it through that field. The question, though, is with Calderetti getting that stop in early, can he go to the end? Can Engel go to the end? We'll have to wait and see. But man, it's going to be so close between the GTDs. I need to stop burping. Oh my God. I'm so gassy, guys. I'm so gassy. I'm
52 minutes to go of the race. No, all good. But yeah, 52 minutes left of this race, and this is getting absolutely intense here at Daytona at the World Center of Racing. It is still unknown for all 4 classes. LMP2 is a little bit more decided. Seems that the 04 CrowdStrike car has a little bit of an advantage, but we will see how this goes. This is getting so intense, viewers. We will see how this goes. Also, I wanted to point out as well, because a lot of people are asking in the chat right now, viewers, a lot of you are asking, how can you watch this race? Obviously, we're streaming right now, but you got to ask how to watch this race. It's a very important factor, very confusing situation as well. I'll make this quick because I know we're dealing with this whole situation, but IMSA, for international viewers, IMSA TV, IMSA YouTube, that's the way to watch. Nick is watching on IMSA YouTube as well, so there's 2 places to watch there. And then for American viewers, you can watch on Peacock and the USA Network, so 2 different places to watch there. Those are really the only places, unfortunately, to watch. I mean, there are other places like Viaplay, I know, in the Scandinavian countries. There's a lot there as well, but yeah. We'll see.
Jonah, I gotta interrupt. I just read one of the funniest comments that I've seen on the stream. My NBC station is overstepping the race to show the weather special. It's cold. Stay home. Duh. Show the race. I agree with you.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
Shooter PCP. Show that damn race, NBC. What are you doing? Come on.
I remember, I think it was last year or maybe the year before at Daytona. It was very fascinating because, what was it? The commercials. Yeah, so it was like the final battle of this GTP era and of this GTP battle. And they cut to commercial within like the last couple of minutes. Oh, hold on a second. The 75 Express Mercedes hood is starting to flap a little bit. That Mercedes that's currently leading, that could be an issue. If it flies up, you have no visibility as well. It's happened before at Daytona. We will see how that goes. Meanwhile, energy graphics for the leaders. Engel will be coming into the pits very shortly.
Vantor will be coming in.
Vantor's coming in very shortly. Same with Yololi in the 93 Acura. But Vantor's got 4% energy in the Porsche. That's Lauren's Vantor. There's 2 different Vantors on track right now. Lauren's is in P2 and Dries is in P4. 2 different teams, 2 different manufacturers, etc. But Vantor currently in P2 with the number 6 Porsche will be coming in for his final stop of the day. And I would assume that the leaders, the Nasr and Akin battle as well, will be coming in as well. Dries Vanthoor, 9.9 seconds to the race leader. That's around 6 seconds or so to Jack Akin in the 3rd place Cadillac. So BMW will move in to P3 temporarily. Vanthoor is on the banking right now and should be coming into the pit lane very shortly. On the timing graphic, it shows that Vanthoor is in. You can see that there is a P next to the name, and so is Yololi, as expected. So Yololi and Vanthoor both into the pit lane. Now, this is something I wanted to mention for a while. One of the fascinating things that I've been keeping an eye on is the number 40 Cadillac and the number 85 Porsche. Both pit very late in the race and took a very interesting call on the energy. They might be able to go to the end, depending on what their energy is like. There's a very interesting situation going on there. And if they can somehow do this, Wayne Taylor and JDC Miller, what a strategy if they can pull this off. However, I believe that they might have to come into the pit lane towards the end of this race. Currently, though, the 40 is staying out. Oh, and the 85 JDC Miller car is in the pit lane. Dang it. So the 85 car, that defeats the whole purpose of what I was talking about in relation to the yellow banana boat. But the 85 Porsche is in as well and will be dropping behind the 25 and the 60. So not good news for JDC Miller Motorsports. However, there's still a very long way to go. And that is the thing, is that the clock is just ticking down to 48 minutes left. That's a sprint race. That's a sprint race, viewers. That's like a Long Beach sprint race. And it really is sprint time. So we'll see how this goes. Also, Lawrence Vanthoor out of the car. Kevin Estra, the superstar of Porsche Penske Motorsport, in to the 6. They are closing this with their best drivers. Nasr in the 7, Estra in the 6, and the 75 Express Mercedes, the car that was leading in GTD Pro, is into the pit lane for a tire swap, and it is Maro Engel, I believe, staying in the car unless they're doing a driver change that I haven't seen quite yet, but that's the blue Mercedes. This is the car that's from Kenny Habul's Australian Sun Energy 1 Express team. That car currently competing
and
in
here
the
we go.
Oh, hold on a second.
Into the pits, but importantly, Nasr not. So Nasr's gonna go an extra lap and goes and extends. So that's big.
They huge.
Didn't go in at the same time. You would think they would try to go in at the same time. They're really close on track, and the 31 was catching him. But no, he comes in the lap early. This could be the strategy call that decides the race. This is mega now for the stint. So the 7 car, he's got to run like hell now. He's got to push as hard as he can, but he's got a lot of traffic up ahead. So we'll see how that plays into it. But as of right now, Nasr's still in the lead. Vanthoor now up in the 2nd. I think he still has to make his stop. I could be wrong on that, but we'll have to see. We're just getting a replay of something now. I'm curious as to what this is.
Oh, lock up for
mega lock up for the 6, and that might be one of the reasons why they went in and said, you know what? Yeah, let's just change the tires, get it done and dusted. So yeah, that's them coming in. So that's Delatraz up in the 3rd. Akin is still in the pits, and now across the tri-oval,
7's in
the 6, and the 7 comes in. But most importantly, Estra. Oh, no, he didn't jump Akin. I thought he did. I thought he was going to, but no, he hasn't. He's down and is down quite a lot. So he's going to have to work real hard to get back up there. But wow, that's going to be a lot of work for that 6 car to get up. Into the pits goes Nasr. Now, Akin has to have the warm-up lap of his life.
This is it.
He wants to beat him. This literally could be it. This is going to be the warm-up of his life for that 31 car. Delatraz is going to go into the lead of the pits. Vanthoor's in now. So Delatraz will take the lead of this race, but most importantly, can Akin beat Nasr out of the pit lane? They're still fueling up right now. They're getting very, very close.
Where is the Whelan car? That is the question. Where is this Whelan car? And yeah, we're just waiting on the fuel. We're waiting on the fuel for the Nasr Porsche. And there we go. There we go.
They go.
Yep.
So off he goes. No clue where Akin is on track. I have no idea. So this is going to be so close.
Akin is currently, where is Akin on track? That's the 31. We're looking for the 31 graphic on that screen. I don't see the 31 on the screen quite yet, but currently it shows that Nazar is still ahead. Vantor and Delatrez also came into the pit lane. Oh, the 31 is on the straight. Where is the 7? The 7? It shows that the 7's behind.
Yep, he just got past. So there it is.
Oh my goodness.
I think he just got past.
Wait, hold on a second. Sure. Where is the Cadillac? Where is the Cadillac? I'm waiting for the Cadillac to come around the corner. Unless it's far ahead.
There it is. It's behind. Nazar's jumped him. I thought he got beat, but no.
Nazar's jumped him. Yeah.
Beating out Aiken, and now he's got to drive it up. But look at that.
There's Aiken.
That's about a 2.5 second gap. Aiken has to drive it down. But look at Estra. He's right behind there. But Delatraz entered the pit, so he wasn't able to go long on that stop. Now it's a big gap between Nasser and Aiken as we get to the end of this race. Oh my God. It's on.
It is on, and Marco Wittmann has also got the 25 BMW into 3rd overall, ahead of Kevin Estra in the number 6 Porsche. Dries Vantor is in P5. What a day for BMW this is turning out to be. If they can hold on to this would be absolutely brilliant. Also, keep an eye for full course yellows coming out as well. Something could happen in the final 43 minutes of this event.
Yellow comes out, I'm going to lose.
I know, this is going to be crazy, but Nazar is 12.7 seconds ahead of Aiken as things stand right now. The gap is absolutely incredible. Porsche Penske have timed this perfection. Wait, hold on. Nope. That's not 12.7 seconds. That is not 12.7 seconds. No. No.
It's not at all. He's
Aiken's right there.
This is under a second. He's right there.
2 tenths.
Oh,
here
man,
we go.
I did not expect this 31 car to be here, but here we are within half a second. Oh my God. There was a donation that just came into the channel. We'll look at that later. But right now, this is a mega battle for the finish of the race. Here comes the 31 car. He's right onto the back. It's about 0.2 of a second as they enter into turn 1. A car length. That's it. That's all that separates between Nasser and Aiken. You know what? People have been asking if Aiken is the right guy for that Cadillac. They've been asking if he's the man to do it. This will silence all the doubters if he gets it done today. This is going to be easily the highlight of his career if he gets it done. He is right on the back of the Porsche, but he loses out to the Faf Lamborghini.
He does.
He's going to lose a little bit of time, but gets crucially, or does he get in front of him as the Faf still on the inside? Yes, he gets to drive around and crucially gets past that Faf. I am concerned. I'm noticing that the weak point for Aiken is his ability to get through traffic. Yep. He's not as good as the other drivers. That's his weak point. So if he's in clear air like he is now, he can be right on the back of Nasser, but he can't let that slow traffic cause him any issues. 41 minutes remaining at IMSA, and it's all coming down to this.
Viewers, this is 2024.2. This is 2024 2.0. That's what I was saying. Part 2 of 2024 when we saw the 7 versus the 31. This is on Nazar versus Aiken. Aiken actually less than that. 0.2 to Nazar in the number 7 Porsche. However, that gap has changed just a little bit through traffic. Nazar is quick on the straights. That Porsche is quick in a straight line. And that Cadillac is dropping back just a tiny bit. We will see how this race progresses. Meanwhile, over in GTD Pro, this has changed the order as well. Dan Harper in 2nd position ahead of the 75 Express Mercedes. Sebastian Prio is currently leading in the Ford Mustang. However, he has 28% energy. Meanwhile, in GTD, it is Lexus on top with Aaron Pielets in P1. However, they have 21% energy while the rest of the field has way more. So Nicky Team should get into first. However, keep an eye on the GTD battle because someone has split the Aston Martins, and that is Philip Ellis in the 57 Mercedes. Yeah. He's now in 3rd.
That's a three-way battle for the lead.
It's a second between the two.
Remaining. Woohoo! This is looking good. But my goodness. I am curious to see why Engel lost out to Harper. It must have been just going too long on the strategy. And he lost that track position. And it's a 3-second gap on track position. It's mega. Also, Dillman in the interval car in 2nd into the pits. He goes, and hopefully will be coming out quite soon in front of DeResta and Cassidy, who I'm not sure if they pit. Maybe they have. But DeResta in the 22 United car got past the other Interpol car, the 343 driven by Cassidy. So he's up in the 3rd in LMP2.
Nazar being held up by traffic. Nazar being held up by traffic. Aiken's closed the gap way more. Aiken's closer than he's ever been before in terms of this gap. They're passing by the GTD leader currently as Aiken chases down Nazar. If Nazar gets held up into turn 1 by some of these GT traffic, or Aiken does, this is going to be crucial. Nazar dives to the inside, crucially getting ahead of the one BMW, the provisional leader. Aiken's behind. That is mega. That's dropped the gap to now 0.4 of a second from 2.9. This is absolutely incredible, absolutely scintillating here at the finale to this Rolex 24 at Daytona. Do not go away. This is going to be an epic race to the finish. Don't go away. 40 minutes to go. Actually, precisely 39 minutes to go till the end of the Rolex 24. It's Porsche versus Cadillac. Meanwhile, Kevin Estra has gotten ahead of the 25 BMW and is now into third position. It is Porsche, Cadillac, Porsche, BMW. Meanwhile, Alex Quinn leads by 16.5 seconds in the LMP2 category as Paul DiResta comes into the pit lane. And also,
the AL car also going in the pits as well. So those two getting their last stops out of the way, and they'll be done for the rest of the race. Oh man, I can't wait for Tellitz to pit so that we can watch this three-way battle between the two Astons and the Merc, because the Merc is in an Aston sandwich, and if the way it's going with Estra, that Cadillac could be in a Porsche sandwich pretty damn soon. But you can start to see, though, again, Aiken's ability to be fast through traffic is not showing at all, and he's losing a decent amount of time to Nasser on that lap. I think that gap's now up to at least a second now. So he's lost about half a second in that third sector alone. So we'll have to wait and see if Aiken can drive it up. He has the car to do it, but does he have the talent to get it up? He's getting blocked by an LMP2 in the turn 1. That's going to hold him up quite a bit. He's getting so unlucky with these LMP2s in the worst amount of positions, but that Lady Luck has got to be on your side in the 24. We know that, and Nasser is the Lady Luck's on Nasser's side, the Brazilian, pulling away in this last lap. They were, last lap time, a 137.2 for Nasser, a 138.1. So, Aiken is really falling off on the pace here in this battle.
Dries Vantor also set a 137.4 and is closing the gap to Marco Wittmann in the sister BMW. It's possible that there could be a change there as well. Wittmann is actually close by Estra as well. And I'm also really curious to see what is happening in GTD Pro, because the 65 Ford continues to lead. Can that car win again for the second race in a row at Daytona? Or are they going to have to make a splash and dash at the end? It would be a shame if they have to, but there's a very good chance that they might not. So we will see how it goes, and it's going to be very, very fascinating.
No, it absolutely is. But the thing is, if you're Felipe Nasser, he's such a good closer, and he's been here so many times before. The question is I do wonder, when was the last time he was this close to win while having someone right on their back bumper? We'll have to see how he's doing on these laps, but he's been consistent as ever, and he's using less energy than Aiken right now. So he's doing a good job conserving while keeping up that pace. So we're still on board with him. We can't really see the gap right now between Nasser and Aiken, but it's probably getting pretty close. Hopefully Aiken can recover that pace and start to push again, as we're 36 minutes away from the end of the Rolex 24.
Oh my goodness.
That gap now 1.2 seconds between Aiken and Nasser.
This is getting extremely intense, viewers, here on the FJ Endurance channel. If you're enjoying, make sure to like the like button. But we have 35
like button.
Like the like button. There we go.
The like button and subscribe. Comment down below what y'all thought about this. See, that's how you got to do it. You got to have some swag in it.
As you can tell, viewers, I have not scripted any of this. So
no, not at all.
Not at all. So gap now 1.2 seconds between the front two runners and GTP. As things stand, Porsche could be getting a double podium here, but it's not going to be a 1-2. Aiken currently is in P2 and looking to split those Porsches. The 7 car of Felipe Nasr for the third time in a row, looking to take this victory and looking to take it to the finish. Meanwhile, Sebastian Prio has 18% energy. I think that Ford is probably going to have to come into the pit lane. Unfortunately, I think it might have to come in, because unless it comes in for just a tiny bit of energy and then tries to get into a P3, I don't think it's going to win this race unless they can somehow do this. Unless they can somehow manage the energy. They have a 13.4 second gap to Dan Harper in the one BMW. This would be mega if Paul Miller Racing can take this victory as well in GTD Pro. Also, Lexus currently lead in GTD, but I think they're on similar energy compared to Prio's Ford. So it seems that Nicky Team will probably get ahead. We will see how that goes. Meanwhile, Jack Aiken has closed the gap to the number 7 Porsche to 1.1 seconds. It's closing once again. It's going to keep fluctuating back and forth as we have 34 minutes left to go. One little tiny mistake or one holdup by traffic for Nazar puts Cadillac right in a position to win this race. This is getting extremely intense. And the thing is, too, is that Aiken has won the last 2 IMSA races. He won Indy and he won Petit Le Mans alongside his teammates. And if Connor Zilic can take a win here with the Rolex 24 and grab the overall watch, now that would be a special achievement. We will see how this goes, though. I think Porsche has the advantage, but there is still a long way to go in this race. Meanwhile, Prio has lost a lot of time to Harper, and the gap is now down to 11.6 seconds. So that BMW is on fire right now. Remember, this car started last in the GTD Pro category. I'm definitely making a video on this BMW if it wins this race from last to first. We will see how this goes for the one. But this is getting really, really intense. Let us know how you are doing as we continue on with this event. How's this Rolex 24 playing out? We have over 518 viewers live right now. Great to see everybody here. Thank you so much for all the support you've been doing. But stay with us until the checkered flag. After that, we're going to be here for just a little bit as we talk about the ending of this race to the Rolex 24. It's been quite the eventful run here at Daytona, and we are about to get an ending to this as well. It also seems that the Valkyrie has an issue, which is put it into the pit lane, and it could be out of this race as well. We're not really sure how this is going with the Valkyrie, but man, this is getting really intense. I don't think Estra will be able to chase after Aiken.
No, not anymore. Yeah, I was gonna mention once I had the time that I've been watching that gap. I thought there was gonna be a Porsche sandwich, but now this is officially a 2-car race up at the front for the overall lead. And yeah, we're just seeing some great racing overall as we see a GTD and a GTD Pro going wheel to wheel on the turn 1. It's always fun seeing those guys go at it. But yeah, that gap's still 1.2 seconds on Nasser, maintaining that gap to Aiken. But there's half an hour ago.
GTD leader in pits.
See how long that goes. The GTE leader into the pits. That's Tellitz in the 12 car. And now there are 3 cars within 2 seconds for the lead in GTD. Nicky Thim in the 44 car, Ellis in the 57 car, and Drudy in the 27 Aston Martin. There's a Mercedes and an Aston Martin sandwich right now. 3-car battle for GTD.
This is super intense. In GTD Pro, the gap has closed as well. 10.0 seconds, 10 dead seconds to Sebastian Prio in the Ford Mustang, which will likely come into the pit lane very shortly if I had to assume. I don't think there's any chance for that. Matthew Bell has moved into P4 in the number 13 Autosport Corvette, so that's good news for them. This will be a great result if they can pick up a solid position. We will see how that goes as this race continues to go. LMP2, Alex Quinn continues to lead in the CrowdStrike Racing car by 24.8 seconds. It's a massive gap between first and second. Also, I want to highlight real quickly the 37 LMP2, which is in fourth. This is the car's debut. This is Intersport Racing. This team is brand new.
Hold on. Is that my co-commentator Jarvis in that car? I think it is. I think Jarvis just made his LMP2 debut, and that's my go in the car. Let's go, Jarvis. No, I'm just kidding. No.
Unfortunately not.
Yeah, for those wondering who Jarvis is, he's my co-commentator in Jonah's Endurance League. And I was like, Jarvis? That's my guy right there. What's he doing in the LMP2? He didn't tell me he was racing there. But no, it's, of course, obviously not him. I just thought that was really funny. I never noticed that car is driven by a Jarvis, but that is the 37 car driven by Intersport Racing.
Yep.
And Prelo now into the pits and out of the lead of GTD Pro, and down the order we go. Harper in the 1 Miller car, the only BMW in GTD Pro leading, and they're leading comfortably, 5-second gap to Mario Engel in second. If the way that it's looking, Colorado might be able to make it a 3 different manufacturers, but it looks like it could be a 2-3 for Mercedes, which really solid showing for them. I did not expect them to do that. I knew one of the cars might have been in the top 5. I was not expecting 2. So great job from the German outfit to get that great position. But yeah, as of right now, Aiken losing time. 1.4 seconds now to Nasser. So he's losing time on this stint. But now we see Nasser is in traffic. But we've been saying this all race long. Nasser is a lot better than getting through traffic and keeping that pace better than Aiken. So Nasser got through the traffic just fine. We'll see if Aiken can do that as well. And hopefully he doesn't lose any more time. But that gap crucially has extended. It's 1.5 seconds between Nasser and Aiken, as Aiken still has one more GT3 car to pass before he gets onto the bankings. But that gap is increasing.
It is.
And that's not what you want to hear if you're a fan of that 31 car.
No, it's really not. And I mean, we'll see how this race progresses. I think there's still a lot that can happen in 30 minutes. We're now 28 minutes and 45 seconds as saying this to go till the Rolex 24 ends in 2026. However, there's still a long way to go. Meanwhile, GTD has Philip Ellis right on the back of Nicky Team in the battle for first position as Aston versus Mercedes continues on. For GTD Pro, Caldarelli, Pfaff Motorsports, what a fantastic race they've had. An ending to this race. It wasn't looking to be a perfect race for the Pfaff crew, but now it's looking to be really, really solid for them. And this is the car shared by James Hinchcliffe, legend of IndyCar, of course, and winner, I believe, of St. Petersburg back in the day as well. But Caldarelli trying to get a podium here for the Pfaff Motorsports Lamborghini. That car was super quick last year. It was taken out in that multi-car incident. It would have been up there if it wasn't for that incident. So we will see how this goes for Caldarelli. And yeah, this is going to be an insanely close event. We will see how this event progresses in the closing minutes of the Rolex 24 at Daytona. Alex Quinn heading towards victory number 1 for CrowdStrike Racing. There was an interview back in the night with it was Gutierrez from Formula One. And he, of course, is helping out CrowdStrike Racing. And he's, of course, the Mercedes reserve, I believe, or Mercedes test reserve driver in F1, raced with Haas in Formula One for quite some time. The point I'm trying to make is that Gutierrez came on and he was saying that we're getting this win. We're getting this win for CrowdStrike Racing. And he's right now. He's right. And if they can pull it off, I think he will definitely be on the podium with the CrowdStrike crew. And what a result this would be for the 04 team. George Kurtz, his team over there. Malta Jakobsen getting his first win in LMP2. And also for Oliver Jarvis as well in that 37 car, bringing it home. Intersport Racing, remember, haven't been in IMSA since 2011. That was the last time they were here. Wait, hold on a second.
Ooh, that's a little bit of a battle here for P3 between Estra and Van Thor. Van Thor right on the back of
BMW.
Estra. We were not seeing this. This is quite a shocker to us, actually. We had no idea Van Thor was coming onto the back of Estra, but here he is. Van Thor versus Estra. We have seen that a lot over in Europe. If you're a European fan, these two have been the clashing of titans over in NLS and in WEC, but here they are in IMSA doing it.
Come
up
on,
in the
Dries.
16 goes for 24. Around the outside he goes. I think the 6 car is going to be really basic and easy into the corner and into P3. Goes Dries Van Thor. The 24 car getting up at the P3. Let's go. My prediction for the BMW to finish in 3rd stands true. This is great, but I picked the wrong car for the Porsche, though. I thought the 6 was going to be up there, but it's the 7 car as of right now. But that's a major change of positions. Van Thor up in the 3rd. Estra down into 4th. Marco Whitman 3 seconds off, though, so we'll have to wait and see if maybe Whitman might go for the attack on Estra, but that gap is 1.3 up in front between Nasser and Aiken. 25 minutes remaining, guys. Oh, my God.
Here we go.
Aiken has to do something here, but it's not really looking likely. I need them to look at the GTD battle as well.
Yeah, this is getting intense.
Nicky Tim and Ellis are within 4/10 of each other for that GTD battle. I can't wait to see those guys going into the end. But now you can see no GTDs or GT3s in the way for the Porsche and the Cadillac, but the Porsche did get slowed up by the GT3 on exit there. This might be the best opportunity for Aiken. He's on the slipstream.
Oh my gosh.
Under a second. This could be a move in the turn 1. There's 2 LMGT3s up in front, but they're on the inside line. I don't think he's getting that toe, though. It looks like the Porsche's gaining. Oh, no, he's not. Here comes the Cadillac on the back end. But I think he just might be a little bit too far back.
Oh,
if he's going to go for it, he's going to go for a late breaker. No, he's going to be pretty basic and holding it on and just positioning the car to get a good exit, and a great job from there. Nasser also doing a good job of car positioning, holding onto that car, but they're within 2/10 into the battle.
Here we go.
Looking a little bit up on the inside, Aiken into the hairpin, but no move there just yet. Between these two, it is tooth to nail for the overall win in GTP, and we're under 25 minutes to go when we got so much more racing to go. Aiken, he clearly has the better car, but can the experience of Nasser hold him on? It is so close here. The energy doesn't matter. They're going straight to the end. They will be able to finish this race. But the question is, who will finish first between these two? It's so close. I love racing so much. This is so awesome.
It's going to be absolutely incredible. Let's see, as Jack Aiken, just under a 1/10 of a second, this is the closest he's ever been. Cadillac versus Porsche in the final 24 minutes of the Rolex 24. Here we go. Jack Aiken right on the back of Felipe Nasr in the Cadillac, the Whelen Engineering crew. They haven't won here since 2018 with Action Express and Mustang sampling with the DPI era. Nasr's being held up by McLaren. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Here we go. The Cadillac, the 31, Jack Aiken. This is his chance to take the win. Here we go. 23 minutes to go. Jack Aiken, it has to make a lunge into turn 1. This is the closest he's ever been to the Porsche before. 1/10 of a second. The Cadillac is gaining. Here we go. Let's try it. Jack Aiken.
Jack Aiken. Go 3 wide in the turn 1.
Yep, let's see.
Oh, he's
Nasr positions perfectly.
A little bit there, but it's so close between the two of them. Oh my God.
Vanthoor is kept ahead of Estra as well. The BMW is still in P3, but the focus is all on this battle for P1. Can Nasr do exactly what he did in 2024 and 2025 and repeat the success in 2026 to take victory number 3? Or will Jack Aiken deliver 3 in a row in IMSA competition for Whelen Engineering, taking Cadillac's next victory? And the first since 2018. We will see, as Jack Aiken is on the back of that Porsche, and there's a lot of traffic coming up. Oh my goodness, I am shaking. We have over 600 people watching. This is intense. Here comes Jack Aiken, under a 1/10 of a second to the Porsche. He is on the back. He is closing down the main straight as we come. The Porsche has to defend. The Cadillac is drawn in a straight line as the slipstream is getting. He's not going to make it into the pit stop. It's down to turn 1. That's what's going to be, and the traffic is all going to.
Here's the traffic.
Oh, he's been held up.
He's getting slowed up by the GT3. He might get the run here into turn 1. This might be exactly what he's looking for.
We could see a crash here as well. Let's see. Nasr, 21 minutes to go. Here comes Aiken on Nasr. Aiken, another round to go as we head into the final couple minutes of the Rolex 24. The Cadillac V Series R chasing down the Porsche, a repeat of 2024. He's chasing down. He is chasing down. He's going to look to go to the outside. No, to the inside. Oh no!
They almost crashed.
They almost
hit each other's quarter panel. It was that much, guys. It was that much.
Nasr defended though. Nasr kept ahead.
I thought that was it over. I thought they just took each other out in the turn, and Dries Vanthoor was going to win this race. Oh my God. That was almost the biggest moment in the 21st century at Daytona. I'm talking, it was that close. I'm so serious. He tried to switch it up on the inside. Nasr moving really late, but just barely enough. The stewards, don't you dare mess this up. Let them have this. Let them go to racing. This gap is still 2/10, and with 20 minutes remaining, there's plenty of time for them to get that move. Oh my God. This is coming down to the wire. I love racing so much. Down in GTD, though, Nicky Thim's still leading in front of Ellis. That gap is half a second, but they're still in front. That Aston. But wow. I got to be honest. I had to quickly mention the GTDs. The GTD Pros is a big gap. Harper's still in the lead. Quinn in the CrowdStrike Star in the lead, but this is what we're focusing on. 2/10 of a second between Nasr and Aiken. It's down to the wire at Daytona.
And Nasr is the driver to take this home. This is why they put Felipe Nasr in the car for Porsche Penske Motors. What is the battle for first?
For GTD. They're getting on the inside of the exit of the bus stop.
Side by side.
A tap between the 57 and the 44. Two V8s are going to be powering down. British V8 versus German V8. Who's going to win? He's pushing them all the way up to the top of the corner, at the top of the triangle, or they weren't entering the triangle. They're just coming out.
Contact.
Two. Into the bus stop they go, but that's going to be Ellis taking the lead in GTD. That's the Mercedes coming in the clutch and taking advantage.
Watch Nikki, though.
Into the lead. They go, oh my God, this is awesome.
Watch Nikki as well. Nikki team in that Magnus Racing car is chasing through the field. Meanwhile, Marco Wittmann has got into fourth ahead of the Porsche. The 25 BMW is now into fourth. Magnus Racing trying to get this win and trying to go on the 57. This is incredible racing here at Daytona. Magnus Racing with Nikki team around the outside, but Ellis might have the line. Ellis is going for his third
to the inside. Oh, that was almost good. He almost switched to the inside, but the Merc is as big as the whole track. So good luck trying to get a move up on the inside of the Mercedes. He's not getting it, but he's going to bump the 57 through the first hairpin. And this FAV car is just like, get out of the way, guys. I don't want to be in your fight. But he has to. He has no choice because these two are going tooth and nail. But importantly, back up in front, that gap is up to half a second. So Aiken has lost a lot of time to Dries Van Thorp, the Corvette going wide there through the bus stop. He's like, I'm going to get out of the way. I'm not causing any problems here in this overall battle.
Aiken's lost time.
That was the call from General Motors being like, get out of the way, because a Cadillac could still win. With 18 minutes remaining, that gap is half a second. He can totally reel him in that time.
However, that defense from Nazar when he defended against Aiken might have just sealed the victory. I don't know if that's going to... Oh, Nazar going to heal up a little bit.
No,
but
that was just going up the inside of the Vassar.
Okay.
Calm, Jonah. Calm.
I know.
Calm.
I'm like literally shaking. That's what it feels like. Because this is the most intense finale I think I've witnessed at Daytona in this GTP hybrid era. I have not seen this intense action. I mean, in 2024, 2025, we had pretty close racing in the top category, but this is beyond incredible. And the battle in GTD is also extremely intense as well. They're like under a tenth of a second. BMW, meanwhile, the highlight of this race in the end, both cars, both M hybrid V8s in P3 and 4. What a result for them if they can take this victory. I mean, if they can take this this big result. We will see how this goes. Meanwhile, we're showing a little bit of contact.
He got a lot better run out of the third hairpin, going up onto the tribal, but that's why an LMP2 went up on the inside of the Aston Martin. He got a bad run, and the 57 just said, thank you very much, and up the inside he went to take the lead with 20 minutes to go in GTD. That's an awesome little battle, but we'll see if that Valkyrie has a reply, because that car's been quick all day, but maybe it's just not quick enough to beat that Merc. We'll see, though, because we still got a lot of racing. Here's a replay of the Cadillac. Yeah, going up the inside, he could have forced that if he wanted to, but if he did, I think they would have both gone into the wall in the turn two. The reaction of the Porsche drivers, they look horrified right now. But wow,
they're
just
so
holding
scared
on for dear life. Now that gap's up to 1 second, so Nasser's starting to increase that gap. So that little battle that we just saw, I know he's still there, so there's still 60 minutes to go. There's still plenty of opportunities, but wow, this is so close. Shades of 1969 Le Mans between Ford and Porsche when the 908 versus the GT40 were this close with this much time left. Wow, I love racing. Cassidy in the 343 Europol car entering into the pit. A lot of guys entering into the pit, so the LMP2 is going very late on their last stops. So they're going to be clearing their stops now and getting that out of the way. As of right now in GTD Pro, because we haven't talked about them, Dylan Harper in the number 1 car, 4.2 seconds front of Mario Engel in the 75 car. He is comfortably leading in GTD Pro. Big gap. I wasn't expecting that, actually. I thought GTD Pro was going to be the most exciting fight here. I did not expect it to be the overall, but here we are with 50 minutes to go, and we're screaming at the screen for the overall lead. We are. Man, this is awesome.
The closest fight ever the closest finish at Daytona was back in 2023 in the LMP2 category with that photo finish. The 04 CrowdStrike Racing car, by the way, lost out to the win in just that tiny bit. It was the Proton competition car that just barely finished ahead, and yet the 04 was just right behind. Oh, the 04 is coming in the pits.
And there goes Quinn into the pits. So that's the leader going into the pits.
Yep.
He's got a 41-second gap on track. We'll see if he can keep that, though. But I don't think Dillman's gone in, or maybe he has. I'm not 100% sure.
I don't think
we'll have to wait and see. But, wow. This is insane. By the way, I got to mention 654 viewers. Oh my God. Thank you guys for being here. If you are new here, welcome to the channel. Like, subscribe, comment, say stuff in the chat. We'll totally try to talk with you guys as much as we can. But with 15 minutes, officially 15 minutes left in this race.
Oh,
we'll try to do it and talk as much, but look at that. He's brought the gap back down. Half a second between us and Aiken. It's not done. It's not done at all.
Marco Vidman just pit in the BMW from 4th. Why did that? Yeah. That is really odd. Why did the BMW come in? That's a very late stop. Did they not have enough energy or something? I don't know, but that does promote the 93 Acura into 5th and the 60 into 6th as well. I don't know where the 25 comes out on track, but this is getting really interesting. Also, Aiken has reeled in Porsche, the Porsche again, 0.5 of a second. So the gap is closed, and it is definitely not over. 14 minutes to go at Daytona's International Speedway. The Rolex 24 is far from over, but it's getting down to the wire. Meanwhile, Quinn continues to lead over Dillman in LMP2. Harper leading over Engel, so BMW ahead of Mercedes, and it is Philip Ellis just ahead of Nicky Team as this battle for the overall win continues to get extremely intense. This is round 2. Aiken's getting closer and closer to Nazar, and he is under 0.5 of a second to that Porsche. Let's see. I don't think it will be on this lap that Aiken will get past. It might be on another lap, but if Aiken gets past, it could be over for Porsche. It could be over for Porsche, and Cadillac could win this race. Thank you all for the support as well. 700 viewers. Woo! 700 viewers live. Thank you so much for all the support. It means so much. Thank you for, I think we had a super chat come in earlier as well. So
yeah,
thank
we
you.
did. We will get to that at the end of the race.
Yeah, we will.
I'm so sorry. We will absolutely get to that. We just... Sadly, I don't mean to say like donations aren't important. We do have really more important matters there. We got a crazy end to this race. 34% for Nasser, 32% for Aiken. They're going straight to the end. Hoo-hoo! I love this. This is going to be fun. Blomqvist is at 19% though. So we'll see if he has to do a lot of coasting as he comes in.
True.
But now look at the traffic here. Aiken right on the back. He's got a 296 to clear. Or sorry, that's a Z06 to clear. And he's got an LMP2 car to clear. And they'll be able to clear it.
Nazar getting held up
to the tribal. That's very clear that the 7 car couldn't get past Nasser. Up into NASCAR 2 they go. Can he get the draft of the LMP2? Barely. He lost a little bit of time there, but that's okay. That gap is still close enough. He's going to go for it. 12 minutes remaining in this race. Oh my God, it's coming down to the wire.
I am shaking. This is insane what we're witnessing right here at Daytona. Porsche leads, and this is critical as well as Porsche's number 7 car keeps ahead of the LMP2, but Aiken stays behind the LMP2 into the Le Mans chicane. He's lost a couple of tenths of a second now. Meanwhile, GTD's battle gets very intense. Nicky Team almost pushing Philip Ellis into the first turn as Magnus Racing look to take the win here at Daytona. It is not over here in this fight. Let's see how that goes. This battle in GTP and GTD is turning out to be absolutely incredible. Here at Daytona, we're in for a phenomenal end. 11 minutes and 40 seconds to go of the WeatherTech season opener. And this is... I'm honestly speechless at what we're witnessing right now. 2026 has opened with an absolute bang.
So yeah, we'll have to wait and see. And you know, the 31 starting to come off the pace a little bit. Now that gap's down to 7/10. I'm starting to wonder about those tires. Reminder, a lot of these guys have double stinted. So these guys, I don't know how their tires are doing. The thing is, I don't know if Nasser pitted for tires, but that gap is starting to increase. You don't even see Aiken on the screen anymore.
Wait, hold on a second. People are saying in the comments below, sorry to interrupt you, Nick, that the 31 is pit.
I don't know how the live timing's come up. We'll have to wait and see. I'm not going to say anything until we see it with our own 2 eyes. But if that's the case, then wow, an insane battle for the end pretty much was for nothing. As Aiken, let's say if he does pit, imagine he got past him and it was just for nothing and he had the pit. So we'll wait and see if he does go in the pits. Is there anything on the telemetry that says that he has?
No, nothing on the telemetry. No, nothing on telemetry, nothing on IMSA's broadcast, nothing on Peacock's broadcast so far. Meanwhile, GTD's battle continues to rage on. Magnus Racing side by side with the 57 as we head into turn 1.
Oh my God, they almost crashed at the top of the triangle. The 57 was sideways, but they're still racing into turn 1.
Keeps
the 57 car holding on top. Oh my God. I thought that was it between the two of them. I thought the two guys just came out and that was going to be a full course yellow.
Oh my God.
Guys, GTP and GTD are like micrometers away from just absolute collapse. Oh my God. The water's boiling over here at Daytona. 10 minutes ago, we're just seeing on the replay. He gets squeezed. And then, you saw it because of the side draft, the Mercedes got a little loose, and that's where he went up into the side. He didn't mean to do that on purpose. That was not on purpose at all. But wow, that was almost the leaders of GTD coming together. Well, they did come together, but they almost crashed, but they're still going for that fight. But look at Aiken, that gap's 1.5 seconds. So there's definitely some sort of issue with that 31 car, and he's come off the pace with 10 minutes to go. Oh, man. Wow.
This is getting so intense. 9 minutes to go at the Rolex 24. Just a few laps remaining, and the battle in GTP and GTD continues to rage on. Meanwhile, GTD Pro's gap has closed as well. Mauro Engel is closing the gap to Dan Harper, so we could see a final lap showdown in GTD Pro as well. And sorry for screaming, guys, but I'm like... oh my goodness. Okay, hold on a second.
Woo-hoo-hoo.
What I was saying was I'm so like energetic over this whole situation, but we're seeing the Porsche make its way through the leading cars. The 7 is absolutely flying right now in the hands of Felipe Nasr, and like I said, this is exactly why they put Nasr in the car, to defend and do exactly what he's doing right now. By the way, we are in the final 8 minutes of this race, and we're seeing a battle for the overall win, and a battle in GTD, and potentially a battle in GTD Pro for the win.
Wow.
In a 24-hour race. Just remember that. A 24-hour race, and everything comes down to the final 8 minutes of this race.
What lap are they on? They're like, hold on, I want to see what lap.
This is why Daytona is the best.
The top guys are on lap 490. Oh, they're coming up to 700 laps completed. 700 laps of racing. And here is Aiken under a second. But yeah, Aiken's starting to come back. He's closed that gap in from another half a second. So it might not be over, but it is getting close to being over. Time's running out in the Cadillac camp to get this job done. Nasser, the defense administrator for Brazil, he's doing his job, and he's doing his job damn well. That Porsche looking to three-peat, but it's not over. We got 7.5 minutes remaining. It's all to show for the race. Mario Engel has been closing in on Harper in the last 5 minutes. He's gone about 2.5 seconds. So, hey, you never know. There still could be a battle in GTD Pro. It could happen, but we'll have to wait and see. But as of up in front right now, you can see Aiken using a lot more energy compared to Nasser. And again, yeah, it won't really matter to the end of the stint, but you can just see that Aiken is pushing that car a lot harder than Nasser is. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. But Aiken pushing that car to the limit, trying to go. Blomqvist is on 8%. So hopefully he can try to coast it all the way to the end. But I don't know if he might be able to do that. We'll have to wait and see. Nicky Thiem in the Aston Martin getting really close to that 57 car as we see the leaders trying to go through 1 and 2 critically. That's a big, massive gap for the Cadillac being, well, not really actually, as the two GTDs kind of letting them go.
Watch Nicky Thiem. He might send a move into turn 3 at the horseshoe. He's going to try and go around the outside, but doesn't make it. This isn't over in GTD, by the way, with 6 minutes to go. This is getting really, really intense. Also, by the way, viewers, Tom Blomqvist is on like 6% energy left. That Acura could be coming into the pit lane very shortly. And
look at that BMW trying to, oh my God, that BMW almost went into the back of the Mercedes.
Yep, that's the third place overall car.
Wow, 24 cars losing a lot of time here in P3, trying to go around the outside of the Merc, but just almost can't seem to get it done. But that puts the Aston right onto the back of the Merc yet again. 6 minutes remaining in this race. And up into NASCAR 2 comes a 44 and the 57. It is right down to the wire.
And Aiken has closed the gap to 0.7 of a second. He's closed it again to Nasr. This is far from over. 5 minutes and 30 seconds to go of the Rolex 24 Daytona. We should be getting the white flag momentarily in the next couple of laps. So I would say probably another 3 laps or so. That's what I would guess for the overall leaders. And they crossed over the 700 lap completion as well. So this is turning out to be one of the most intense races we have seen at Daytona in recent history. Remember, the overall fight, the gap between the overall fight at Daytona. The record was in 2009 with the Riley cars, with the Donahue and Montoya battle as well. This is incredible. This is incredible. People are saying in the comments 4 laps left for the GTP cars. Yep, about 4 to 3 laps left. We will see how this goes. The battle in GTD is heating up so fast. Here comes Magnus Racing.
Is he going to do it? He has to go under the apron, but no, can't do it as well.
Defense.
Trying to push that 57 through the corner, but that Mercedes is a brick wall. Not a lot he can do. We're seeing the GTPs now going through some more traffic, and critically, that's 2 cars between Nasser and, wow, yeah, he couldn't pass the Merc into that corner. That's massive. That's 2 cars that Aiken hasn't passed. He's going to lose a lot of time. This could be the race right here.
Yep, that's
for
it.
Aiken. We've been talking about it being an issue for him getting through gap, and that gap is now really, really increased up in front. It's now probably, I think he just lost a second through that whole corner. So we'll have to wait and see. There's still 4 minutes left in this race, but that gap has just, I know, at a bare minimum, increased to a second. We almost have 800 people in here. This is the biggest stream that we've had in a long, long time. So if you guys are new here, welcome to FJ Endurance. Jonah's the host. I'm the co-host, Nick. It's an absolute pleasure to have you guys on here. If you're new here, hit that like button, subscribe, put notifications on. We're going to be making a lot of videos. We'll be making a recap video probably for Daytona pretty soon. But with 3.5 minutes to go, it's all on the line. Half a second. Well, it was half a second. 1.3 seconds between Nasser and Aiken. 3.5 minutes to drive down a 1.3 second gap. Oh, that's a tall mountain to climb for that 31 car.
Also, Blomqvist pit in the Acura and moving down to 7th or so, I believe. So 93's Yololi has moved back into 5th. So the Acura is still in P5, but it's the different car. I don't know if that car will be able to make it to the end. Hopefully it will. 3 minutes to go at the Rolex 24 at Daytona. It is Felipe Nasr, the guy who knows how to manage traffic really, really well. He's in that car for the final stint once again for the 3rd year in a row, trying to get the 7, and Porsche Penske, critically, the win of this event for the 3rd time in a row. GTD is the battle that everyone's focusing on. It is Magnus Racing versus Windward Racing. Windward going for their first win since 2024 and their 3rd win at the Rolex 24, while Magnus Racing is looking to take their first win of the Rolex 24, I think, since I want to say 20. I don't know if they've ever taken the win before, but I think I want to say 2013 they got a win or something like that. I don't know. We will see how it goes. But this is getting extremely intense. About 2 minutes to go of the Rolex 24, and still everything is to play in the GTD and GTD Pro, GTD and GTP categories. LMP2 looks to be decided with CrowdStrike Racing, and BMW and Paul Miller Racing look to take victory in GTD Pro. So those 2 categories, not a lot of attention, although the gap is pretty close between those front 2 entries in GTD Pro. Aiken has lost another couple of tenths. He's down to almost 2 seconds. This might be it. I think Nasr just needs to keep up what he's doing
now.
But still, viewers, there could be some little hope. But even if Aiken is not able to get past the Porsche, we have to commend him for what he has done, and it just shows how good of a driver Jack Aiken is, from his DTM, his Formula One, his experience across motorsports in general. And then as for Felipe Nasr as well, this is incredible performance from the 7 crew. They absolutely deserve this win if they're able to do it. I mean, they literally took the lead of this race on lap 1 within the first couple of corners from...
Sorry, Jonah, I got to cut you off.
Go ahead.
Aston Martin's going to go around the outside for the GTD lead, wheel to wheel into turn 1, but the Mercedes still holding it on. That Mercedes is so strong on the brakes and was defending into turn 1. Like I said, once, twice, I'm going to make it 3 times the charm. That Merc is a brick wall. The Aston trying to go around the outside into the first hairpin. Again, just can't find that position to get past that Merc. It's such a difficult car to pass. It's so wide, and it's so easy to make that car extra wide if you're in that GT3. So an incredible defensive performance from Ellis in the 57 car, as we're now with 30 seconds remaining in the race. This GTD battle might not be over, but I think the GTP one might be resulted. 2 second gap between Nasr and Aiken.
White flag.
We were so close to something amazing with the last 15 minutes, but the final lap is officially underway. Jonah, take it away.
White flag is out. Thank you, Nick. Thank you, Nick. White flag is out for the Rolex 24 at Daytona. Felipe Nasr heading through turn 3 at the International Horseshoe as he looks to take Porsche Penske to this win. Let's see how this goes. The GTD battle continues to grow between the gap at least. But it seems that Windward Racing might just have this. We will see how this goes. Jack Aiken, 1.7 seconds behind, as you can see on the timing graphic there. Meanwhile, Dries Vanthoor looking to take BMW to their first podium at Daytona in the GTP era. This is going to be incredible. Still a couple corners to go. Nasr has made it through the infield section as he continues to hold the gap. There's a few GT cars in this mix, so hopefully everything goes well for the Porsche crew, as Heinrich will be getting his first overall victory at Daytona and first victory in general at Daytona as well. And Lauer the same. And this is going to be absolutely incredible for Felipe Nasr and Porsche Penske Motorsport. Let's see how this goes. Final lap to go as we head into the Le Mans chicane. Let's see, as Nasr comes into the Le Mans chicane, the Cadillac is very close to the Porsche, but it's all just foot to the throttle. Nasr he's done this 2 times before. It's for a 3 times in a row. Porsche Penske Motorsport, what an incredible race they have had in the number 7 from start to finish. They have basically led this event. Felipe Nasr, for the 3rd time in a row, wins the Rolex 24 at Daytona. It is Porsche and Penske on top at the World Center of Racing. Felipe Nasr, Julian Andlauer, and Lauren Heinrich win this event. The captain is back on top for the 3rd time in a row. The question was, could Porsche take 3 in a row? The question has been answered. What a phenomenal race. Porsche on top, followed by Cadillac and BMW in LMP2. It is gonna be CrowdStrike Racing that is going to win this race. But as we come across the line, BMW and Paul Miller Racing win in GTD Pro ahead of 2.6 seconds to Mauro Engel in the Mercedes from 75 Express. Dan Harper comes across the line. I can't speak, my goodness. As BMW claim victory. Finally, in GTD, Windward Racing won this event in 2021. They won this event in 2024, and they're going to win it for a 3rd time in GTD. The champions from the last 2 seasons are showing that they're not giving up again in 2026. Windward Racing win in GTD. Philip Ellis across the line with Lucas Auer, Indy Donche, and Russell Ward as the 4 racers in the 57 Mercedes. They've done it again, but the thought is all around Porsche Penske Motorsport. What a race for them. Porsche Penske win. Felipe Nasr, Juliet Andlauer, and Lauren Heinrich win in the number 7 car. It has been a masterclass from Porsche Penske Motorsport. They played it absolutely perfectly. Jack Aiken tried everything, but he still couldn't get that win, but it's still a 2nd place is amazing result for Action Express and Dries Vanthoor with BMW P3. Nick, I want to get your thoughts. What are your thoughts on this ending to this race? That's the classification.
I am blown away. I love sports car racing so much, man. This is what it's all about. A race right down to the flag. I wasn't expecting it. I think we all expected through the first half of this race it was going to be a Penske domination. But wow, Cadillac made that really, really close. And wow, that's just amazing. Also in the GTD battle, what I'm thinking about is that last restart with the 4 car. If he didn't have that off moment with the 296, he could have been up there, maybe fighting for 2nd, maybe even for the win. But an unbelievable result from that BMW. The Paul Miller camp absolutely deserves it. The G82, in my opinion, is the best GT3 in the world right now. And yet again, it proves why. An amazing performance from the 1 car. And the 57 car, you said this is a 3-peat for them in GTD?
Not a 3 in a row, but they've won 3 times in a row. Not 3 times in a row, but 3 times overall.
Wow, so this is number 4 then.
This is number 3. No, this is number 3.
Oh, this is number 3. Got you. So this team is showing that the experience matters and the domination came with it. An insane battle for GTD. I can't wait to edit and post some stuff on this. Oh, my God. What a finish. What an amazing race. We peaked at around 880 viewers. That was the highest number I saw.
Oh, my goodness. Same.
Oh, my God. That was awesome.
And
Oh,
the fact that
man.
we also had you and I both exhaling right at the same time shows
Yeah.
that we are first off exhausted, second off just wow, just in awe of this fantastic motor race that IMSA has put on. Porsche Penske Motorsport, well done. Well done to Porsche Penske. And viewers, thank you so much for watching this as well. My goodness.
Thank you.
880 people
awesome.
watching live. I mean, that is insane how many people have shown up. From going from fog on the left-hand side of your screen to the finishing order of this, I think no one could have predicted how close that was going to get. But it's not a record for the overall win, of course, but it is still one of the closest finishes in Rolex 24 history. Porsche beats Cadillac and BMW at the Rolex 24. That is the highlight as they continue to show that they are the dominant force. And Porsche, with this win, has also shown that pulling out of the WEC and focusing on IMSA may have been the right decision after all.
It could have been,
It could have been,
very much so.
It's going to be sad to not see them in the WEC. Whoa, yeah.
Whoa. Well, we got some donations to talk about because we had some previously that we didn't. So we got some donations to come on. Wow, mega donation. Thank you,
Alex, my goodness. Alex Kirk there, and $50 for the donation super chat. Thank you so much. I am so happy about that. And Nick and I are very, very, very happy about this. Thank you so much for all the support. I'm actually going to, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to heart that comment as well because that is just beautiful. Thank you so much. And, you know, I mean, we're not doing this for the money. You know, we're not making money on this. This is not like a stream where we're making money, but anything does help and it really does make a difference. So thank you all so much for this. It has been absolutely incredible. I'm trying to get onto this stream. Here we go. Okay. I'm going to heart that because that is absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. Okay. Whew. Felipe Nasr, Julian Anlauer, and Lauren Heinrich take a bow. Rolex 24 winners overall. Felipe Nasr, a 3-time in a row Rolex 24 winner. I believe I believe Porsche Penske Motorsport and he are some of the first people to take 3 in a row overall since the Chip Ganassi days and the Riley days in the early 2000s. So quite the achievement. It's been done multiple times before. Of course, Porsche have done it multiple times in the past, in the 80s and 70s, etc. But wow, what a race. Congratulations to everybody, all the winners. Congratulations to the podium finishers, and congratulations to everybody who participated as well. I'm blown away. I'm blown away at this.
Me too, man. This is awesome. And we got a lot more streaming coming up this year. This is, of course, not the only stream we're going to be doing. We're going to be at Sebring. We're going to be at all the IMSA races. We're going to be at WEC doing the exact same thing for this. So, wow. Amazing racing. Amazing.
Yep, and Sebring is just a couple of weeks away. It will be in March. That will be the next event after Daytona, of course. We still have to settle down from everything. I personally need a break. I'm still going to be creating a lot of content from this event, but I do need a break. And next up, the biggest race after this one is the Bathurst 12-hour coming up in February. And then Sebring is next up in March, along with the WEC season opener in Qatar. It's going to be an epic season for sure. I mean, if Daytona was this incredible, I can't wait for the rest of the season in IMSA. I mean, it's going to be absolutely insane. So Porsche on top in GTP, CrowdStrike Racing by APR on top in LMP2. What a result for all of them. BMW, Paul Miller Racing take a bow from last to first with their number 1 car. They downsized to 1 entry for this year, but they're showing that they're still competitive. A Daytona win, Paul Miller's first Daytona win as well. Impressive stuff from them. And then as for Windward Racing as well, it was a hard battle between them and Magnus Racing, but yet Windward took a victory and their third victory at Daytona. 2021, 2024, and 2026 winners in GTD. What a result for everybody. But yeah. Nick, do you have any final thoughts before we kind of close out this stream and end off a very successful run?
You know, I honestly, everything you said, I just want to multiply that by 2. What an unbelievable stream from every single person here coming in. It has been such a blast to have you guys here and to bring you through it all. It has been so much fun. So wow, that's pretty much all I gotta say to that. Thank you guys for having me on for here. I'm gonna be making some content with Jonah pretty soon, so it's gonna be really exciting. So yeah, awesome.
Nick, thank you so much for joining me for all this. It's been a very long 24 hours of stuff, and even before that, just working consistently. It's nice to say that it's done. And Nick and as well David will be joining us for more live streams in the future for IMSA, WEC, IGTC, you name it. Subscribe here if you haven't already, because you don't want to miss on future endurance racing action. It's only going to get better from here, and we have a lot to talk about. Wow. Thank you all so much for watching. From my side, I just want to say thanks. I just want to say thanks to everybody. You know, I think this wouldn't be possible without anybody. I know that a lot of people say that when they end streams, but it's true. You know, it really is. It's true that this is not possible without you guys. It really is not. I mean, I would probably be doing something very different if I wasn't right here, if it wasn't for any of you guys. So, what a race in Daytona. Got to say that. Lot to cover. I mean, I'm going to probably take a small break, get some lunch or something like that, before getting right back on the computer and starting work on recaps and coverage from Daytona. Got to post some stuff as well, so look out for a few congratulation posts to the winners of Daytona as well. Thank you all so much for watching. We're going to end the stream off here. We'll see you all at Sebring for the next IMSA race, the next race in general, the next endurance race that you can catch on the FJ Endurance channel, as it's now called, is the Bathurst 12 Hour. McGuire's Bathurst 12 Hour. Next up, it's happening in February. But from Nick and me, we are signing off for now. Thank you so much for watching, and have a great rest of your day, and continue to watch the racing.